trust me, come with a real. You here been the front, so you get my meals. I'm gunning for the money, money in the bank. Come on with a dank, scrolling in the tank, rolling with the gang. You sit and I on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin. Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though? Welcome to World Heavyweights Live on Sports.com. I'm Eazy, Spin More Racks.
Hello.
Young Chris, Detroit Kool-Aid.
What up, though?
And in honor of the Michigan Wolverines playing the national championship game today, we have a special guest because he won't have his show tonight. There's actually going to be a live stream for the game. We had none other than the inventor of the path himself. Booner!
Hey, y'all boys! I can't hear anything.
Fun fact. I actually, once upon a time, I texted Chad to see if we could have like Booner as like our Maz. Never got a reply, but Booner got his own show, so.
It almost happened.
Fruition. Spoke things into fruition. How you doing today, Spinny? How was your weekend?
How my what?
How was your weekend?
It was good. It was good.
I said Shweekend.
No, I had a good weekend. Didn't do much. Watched some football. It was always a good time. Lions got a win, so I was happy about that.
Yes, sir.
Played well. The boys that came back, Chauncey played well. Aline played well. So
yes.
It's good to see them out there making plays.
Wait, who's in the hot dog suit for us this week?
It's either Chris or JB.
I think we're tied, right?
Oh yeah.
Tied again?
Yeah.
No way.
Because what saved me is that Baltimore lock screwed me, but what saved me is I was the only person that picked Green Bay. Everybody else picked Chicago. So that's what saved me.
Jordan Love, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's second in the league in touchdown passes.
Yeah, he's got like 32, I think. Dude, this is.
I think he has a couple on the ground too. Yeah, mess with the German break maybe. I don't know. Chris, there's a video in there, but I need you to like turn it down how you used to and take the Busby off because it's part of the Fox broadcast. We'll probably do like a 3-cam for it because post game there was like some conspiracies going around during the Amon-Ra St. Brown and Justin Jefferson handshake. Now I'm just delaying this a little bit so my guy Chris has some time. What I mean? Conspiracies. I'm gonna have you say it. We're gonna watch this video with no sound on.
Shout out first of all before we do that. Shout out to Coach D'Antonio. Got elected into the College Football Hall of Fame. Well deserved.
Oh wow!
Winning his coach at Michigan State University. Obviously, he's got a Rose Bowl championship, a Cotton Bowl championship. He got to the Final Four, multiple Big Ten championships. So shout out to Coach D'Antonio for getting there. He deserves that. I'm happy for him. Those are some of the best years of my fandom was under D'Antonio. Our undefeated college IM basketball champion name was the Mark Dogtonios. So in homage of him. So I'm happy for that. Happy for Coach D. He deserved it. Congratulations, sir.
Speaking of the Cotton Bowl, Noah will be joining the show later on today at 6:30.
Yo, Noah
Knigga.
Okay.
We'll be joining the show at 6:30, and we are well represented, as Kool-Aid said, to begin the show. We're gonna get the actual pronunciation correct on that one. But back to our conspiracy theory, because we did this a couple weeks too. But do you have the video?
Yes, sir.
Because we need no
I got
sound
it
on this one
for us. So here we go.
All right, cool. So check this out. Just lip read what he's doing right there. Let me know what you think he's saying. I'm curious from like your standpoint.
Spencer's a really talented guy.
So yeah, Spencer's super great.
He's
I love
probably
that
just
show.
telling him, like-
just restart it again so you see that.
Did he say,
legit-
like, kinda get me down?
No, I bet it was something about like not being too down about missing the Pro Bowl and like go out there and get it dub.
That's what I figured, right?
Yeah.
Can you run it back real quick, Chris? Is that how
I got
do
it. I got it looped.
Okay, cool.
We can keep
So
letting
there's
it rock.
conspiracy going around. Now, I'm not telling you guys I'm necessarily buying into it, but multiple people have looked at that and they said he's saying something along the lines of "get me out of here," or like something like. I think there's one tweet specifically underneath it that kind of blew up.
That's got to be trolling.
Hey, I don't know. I thought it was too until I realized how many of the people like
Give me the hell
got that
out
out
of
of
here.
Booner, you got some on this?
You fall for anything.
Yeah.
You might be the most gold.
I literally just said I hate both of you. By the way, you just put words in my mouth every single time. I didn't say I believed it whatsoever. I'm asking you guys. I literally said before I'm not buying into
I'm
this.
not
Zero
buying into it.
chance.
I'm sure he was just
No.
saying, good luck in the
Did I send a
playoffs.
tweet or no? I don't know if I did.
You sent the
Kool-Aid's
tweet, but
Kool-Aid's
it
ready
just
to
grabbed
go.
the video.
I'm ready,
Kool-Aid's
bro.
ready for it?
I'm ready, bro.
Hey,
I'm ready.
Kool-Aid's buying into it.
Come on, Chris. Show Kool-Aid.
He's doing 20 things at one time.
Yeah, I'm trying
But
to get
I
Booner
think,
back in.
like I said, he's probably just telling him good luck in the playoffs. You don't go out there, get a dub.
The one that I pulled for Chris
There we
was
go.
from Garrett
There we
Reedy.
go.
It says, if you look closely, you can clearly see Jefferson begging Amon-Ra to put in the good word for Brad. Oh, yeah. Give me that. Got him, Minnesota.
Obvious joke.
Yeah, I don't believe it. But I think next year's his 5th year.
Yeah.
Like re-up for his 5th year option in Minnesota. And they haven't made a commitment to him. It's kind of crazy.
They're gonna have to pay him like $30 million if they want to keep him. He's gonna be the highest paid wide receiver in the history of the NFL.
Deservedly so.
Yeah.
And then this one, Chris, if you do
He
have
got to 1,000 yards in 10 games, bro.
do you have this one on 3Cam, the Amon-Ra St. Brown injury?
I will put that
I don't know
one
how
on
like
3K.
severe or serious it may or may not be.
He came back in and had like a 70-yard touchdown.
Guys
right
come
after.
back in and still sat out
But it
with
was
that
just
the
a
following
rib
week.
injury.
We don't know what it is.
It's just
I'll
a
put it on
rib.
my
Who
life.
needs
Amon-Ra
that?
St. Brown doesn't sit out the playoffs because of that.
That's
injury.
fair. But he's a dirty play by the Minnesota Vikings.
It was a dirty play, for
Number
sure.
97, I believe it was. I don't even know who that
Harrison.
is.
Here's that one.
Harrison?
Yeah.
Harrison what? Harrison Harrison?
Something Harrison.
Come
I
on,
think.
bro. Like, he's got to get fined for that.
Harrison,
No?
Harrison Phillips.
Is he
He's pretty good, but yeah, that was a scumbag move.
scumbag? Bro, like, you aren't going. Like, we're going to the playoffs. He's like one of our like top tier like players.
And you're not going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a scummy move for sure.
Even just like as like from an NFL player to another NFL player. That's just like I don't know. That should just be law.
he
not
kept
to, like,
feeling
do
his
those kind
ribs
of
too.
things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's got a broken rib from that, but like I said, he's not. I put my life on it that Amon-Ra St. Brown will not sit out in the playoffs because of that injury.
Yeah, I think he's fine. He was on IG today. Look like he was dyeing his hair. Did you guys see
Yeah,
that?
he's getting his hair dyed.
How you feel about that? Also, I don't care.
Don't care.
Not even a big conversation. That one. It's just
Easy's scared to
especially
say
since the CJ
So now we're
stuff.
starting. Yeah,
He is very scared to say. I told him
I'm
that
just
the other
saying.
day. But he
Dennis
got,
Rodman had dyed hair.
and he was not a fan in the locker room.
Dennis Rodman,
at the
fucking
stream
five-time
yesterday,
champion.
he pulled back a couple times. But dude, you can't be scared to say, like, let things fly, man. Let them go.
That was for other things.
Yeah.
I gotta fix my chair. The opponents
Give it the
released for
two
2024 Detroit Lions. You peeped that out yet, Spinny?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you make of this list?
Why do we got to go to fucking Dallas again?
I know.
Why are we going to Dallas again? I saw that, and that shit kind of pissed me off. There is some. It's going to be a tougher schedule, definitely, than it was this
There's a
year.
graphic for it.
We got the graphic for it. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Chris, are you on drugs
It's
today?
because they won the division.
Yeah, I
Get
know.
everything.
So
Yeah.
that's why we
play
got to
the
go.
toughest teams.
They didn't win the division last year, and we had to go there. But it's
They got second. We got second.
You got multiple teams out there. We both won the division, so they should be coming to us. But here it is. The home games, the ones you kind of look at and are worried about, are obviously the Seahawks because they just have the number of the Detroit Lions. You look at Buffalo, that's going to be a tough game. Jacksonville, I think they'll be better than they were this year. I think the Lions will win that game, but it'll be a tough game. Who knows what Tampa Bay looks like next year. And then away games, the one that give you struggle are obviously Houston, San Fran, and Dallas. Those are all going to be tough games for the Detroit Lions to go out there and win. Even Indianapolis,
Yeah, I think it's a tough schedule, man.
it is a tough schedule
If you
for
have
sure.
if you have a 3Cam, I guess because the other thing is like 7 playoff games in there, or playoff teams, I should say. Mm-hmm. The one I want to get this out the way actually for all you guys because I already saw on Twitter, and one of the guys like a friend of the network, a guy who used to be at your network, Sean Murphy, was like, "You can't boo Matthew Stafford." Like, Sean, brother, this is like going to be the first playoff win in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me, if we're out there booing.
Yeah.
Like, and he's still in the schedule. He's coming home next year as well. All video
Save it then.
attributes,
Save it for that.
all respects like Matthew Stafford. Save it for next year's regular season game.
Yeah.
Because this Sunday, it's war.
It's war. It is war.
It's
Chris,
war.
solo cam me for this because I've seen this all over the place. I've seen people saying this all over the place. Oh, you can't boo him. You can't do this. Listen, I love Matt Stafford as much as the next guy. He is the enemy. Matt Stafford is the enemy. I want Matt Stafford to have his worst game in his NFL career. I want him to gain no yards. I want him to throw 4 interceptions. I want him to be sacked 10 times. I do not want him to play well. I am going to be screaming at my television every single time he is on the field for him to fail. You want Matt Stafford to fail. You want the Rams to fail. Boo the shit out of him. Boo the shit out of the Rams.
this man.
There is nothing wrong with that. They are the enemy. I still love Stafford, but this week, I want you to go down. I want you to play awfully. I want you to do terrible. And that's what it is. We're competitors. It's football. This isn't sunshine and rainbow farts. Like, you don't have to be nice to everybody. You're coming
Rainbow
back.
farts.
Yeah, I appreciate what you did. I loved you when you were here, but you're not here anymore. And you're the enemy coming into our territory. So, good luck. But I hope you play like dog shit.
Yeah, I'm with that too. A million %. Ski Mask Boy says no volume. I don't know if he's talking about something else. Oh, he's probably talking about the video. Speaking of this game coming up this week, see the average ticket price?
Oh my gosh.
$601.
God damn.
My boy copped a few last night. It was like ended up being like $1,700. He's like, yeah, you want to go? No, I'm good. Like you just dropped a mortgage payment, bud. Like I'm straight on that. Like what the $601.
Fuck, that sucks, man. I really wanted to go, but
You're not going?
no. Fuck that.
You got it.
I don't.
Whoever said you're low key rich, they're right.
They are not right. They are completely wrong. Anybody wants to give me a ticket, shout out. But yeah, that would be amazing to go.
There's real quick because I'm going to burn on this one too. But like the home playoff games are going to be like a thing here moving forward with like Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell. Like I'm pretty comfortable in saying that. The one thing where I could see it like driving, like one, obviously we're a star fan base. I get it. I think the other part it is Matthew Stafford coming to town. I think that's like the other part of it is like. I can see the prices going up for that. And if I had it, honestly, I would spend it. That would be an amazing like moment to have and to remember, whether you're going with your boys, your best friends, your son, your whoever, your dad. Like that'd be a great moment to see. But fucking Jesus, Booner, you gonna say something on it?
Yeah, I just think what Spenny said was perfectly said. And it's like a lot of people, like Matthew Stafford's wife has been saying stuff all day. It's just like the next 7 days, if you're a Detroit Lions fan in Detroit, Matthew Stafford is enemy number one. Yeah. That is it. It's nothing personal. It's nothing like that. It would have been any quarterback. It was Dak Prescott, whoever it is. Enemy number one. The Lions have waited so long in the fan base to win a playoff game in the last couple of years, especially at Ford Field. Nothing matters but winning that football game. All this emotional, all this other stuff, none of that matters this week, at least for me as a fan. He is enemy number one. Don't want him, like I saw someone in there say you want him on a cart. Don't want him hurt, no injuries. No. But he is enemy number one this week. And then as soon as it's over, and I said this in the back to Spenny, as soon as it's over next week, I'm a biggest Matthew Stafford fan. I grew up that he got me into football. Like that will always be that on my end. I hope the Lions retire his jersey in the future. I hope he is like in the Lions history forever. But come this next 7 days, he is enemy number one. We should hope he has 50 yards, 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and we should hope at the end of Sunday, it's like he's questioned like, man, I should retire. And that's what it should be Sunday. That's what your defense should do to him. You should make him question retiring at the end of the game. And it has nothing to do with being personal because we all love their family and Matthew Stafford. We love them. But as soon as Sunday's done at 11 p.m., whatever happens, he's back here. He's back here in Michigan. He's our guy. But for the next 7 days, we all hate him and we hate the Rams. Like that is all it is. This is fandom. This isn't like this is what the sport's about. The Lions have gone too long without a playoff win and too long without a home playoff game. You have a chance to go win a Super Bowl. The whole Booner Pat thing. Like I'm all in on this team right now. No one's getting in our way. Not one person, especially not Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, and to see fans like telling other people,
boo him.
You can't.
You should.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
He is the opposing quarterback. He should be booed. I don't care if it's Matthew Stafford. I don't care if it's Milk Plum. I don't care if it's Jesus himself. You boo him if he is the opposing quarterback.
Yes.
That is what's going to happen. And that is what he deserves. He's walking into the Lions' den. He's going to get the claws. Like, it's not going to be nice. It's the playoffs. Shit's not sweet anymore. It's win or go home. And he's going home. And the Lions are advancing.
Kool-Aid?
I was just going to say, man, I don't want to see any Detroit Rams. What was it? The Detroit Rams?
Detroit Rams,
and all that?
yeah.
I don't want to see any of that,
stuff.
man. None of that type of stuff. No Stafford jerseys in the building. I don't want to see that stuff, man. We've waited far too long for a real shot at a real win in the playoffs. We've been in the playoffs, but I'm talking about this is our time to absolutely go bananas as Detroit Lions fans, man. If we go in there and we make Stafford comfortable by cheering for him, that's the absolute worst thing that you want to do. I want to make sure that his team gets the false starts that Stafford used to enjoy when he played here at home, seeing the opponents getting false starts. I want to see them have to call timeouts because it's too loud to be able to hear the plays coming in. I want to see their defense jumping off sides because they can't hear the cadence from Goff. I want this to be an absolute, what it's supposed to be, home field advantage for the Detroit Lions and for the fans, man. This is for us just as much as it is for the Lions. I don't want to see anybody going out there kind of taking it nice on Stafford. I don't even want to see no tribute videos. You know, after we beat them, put the tribute video up.
Yeah.
Then.
Nobody says, IDK if I can boo Jesus, but he sounds sacrilegious.
Yeah,
Listen, if he's the quarterback of the opposing team between those lines, I'm booing him. Sorry. And then I'll praise his name as soon as the game's over. But Sorry, J-Dog. If you're the quarterback,
Sorry, J-Dog.
If you're the quarterback of the other team, you're getting booed in between those lines.
Cool. Before we get to break, any update on the Kate Cunningham injury?
Still no update, bro.
No.
No update. They canceled practice today too. If it was practice, then we would have been able to talk to the coach.
Yeah.
And I wonder if they canceled practice because of that. I have no idea. First, when they said knee sprain, I'm like, maybe it's nothing that big. You know, we talked last night, no big deal. But with no update, now I'm starting to wonder.
Man, I just want to get that one in because today's show, it's going to be all football. Guys.
Yes.
We have Herman Moore during the show. I was not joking.
Noah
Knigga will be joining the show. And plenty of other stuff coming up too. We got Booner as well. But tell us about Big Boy.
Big Boy. Wintertime Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the veal parmesan or the new Southern Comfort chicken bowl. How about breakfast? The stuffed potato pancakes are back. You can try the classic lumberjack or Santa Fe Garden. Also the new apple pie hotcakes that are too good to miss. Top it all off with a gingerbread shake for dessert. All that and more at your local Big Boy.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Swiss Insurance is the best of the game. Whether it's your auto insurance or your home insurance, make sure you do it through my guy Mark. Contact them, Mark, at SwissINS.com or give him a call at 248-800-4177. What up, though? Welcome back to the World of Weights live on sports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guys Mo Rax, Young Chris, Detroit Kool-Aid, Booner. Yeah, did you ever listen to that guy I tagged you in on Instagram? Cluner?
I did.
Cluner?
He is literally, if Booner went into rap, you guys, he's like I don't want to be disrespectful of you mostly. He's like a cousin version of Booner. If you were to cousin up Booner a little bit there, it would be Cluner. He's on Detroit Rap Day like every he's the one who made that Lion song.
Chris, can you put him on solo cam?
Yeah.
Red Solo.
He's stuck in that same position. I like Chef. Is it Chef Geach better?
Oh, well, yeah. What do you mean? Of course.
Well, if I had to pick one, my guy, Chef Geach.
Yeah, no one's yeah. Chef Geach he's goated. That guy, he should be like famous by now.
He comments on. Chef Geach is the man. I like him.
It blows my mind that like I don't know, rap could be as bad as it is, and Chef Geach is just like not famous yet, or just like signed by. It's just that
he's elite.
Irritates me. But speaking of being irritated, Spinny, you were kind of annoyed by the fact Sam Laporta got hurt yesterday. You didn't want the starters to play in yesterday's game.
I did not want the starters to play in yesterday.
They played. We lost both Khalif Raymond and Sam Laporta. Mm-hmm. How you feeling?
I mean, hindsight's 20/20. Obviously, goddamn hindsight. I'm not going to be up here saying that, but I didn't think the Lions should have played in this game. Or the Lions starters should have played in this game. And people could say, oh, Laporta's a rookie. He would have played anyway. No, he wouldn't have. Laporta would not have played if they rested the starters. But, it happened. They still had a chance to get the number 2 seed, so they put the guys out there. It was Dan Campbell's call. He made the call. And unfortunately, those injuries happened. Sounds like Laporta's injury isn't as bad as it looked. Dan Campbell said that it's possible that he plays in the playoff game. So that's good that we kind of dodged a serious bullet there. It was just a strain, and he didn't tear anything or anything like that. So that's very good that it wasn't anything too serious. But like I was saying it before the game all week that I wanted them to sit the starters. I didn't want any of those guys to play. But, it happens, man. It's football. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm just Onward to the Rams.
Yeah, I think in most situations too, like when you are sitting players, I think the rookies still continue to play. Like I know the LA Rams.
I don't think that Laporta would have though, because
well, look at Puka Nacua for the Rams. The Rams sat Matthew Stafford and majority of their stars.
He played
Puka
for one
Nacua
reason, that was to
out there.
break a record.
Yeah.
To break the record, he sat then after.
As soon as he scored the touchdown and got the yards, literally there's a video of Sean McVay lipping, get him the F out of there.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, you said everything that I think most, at least what I agree with, is like you have the number 2 seed was still out there to get. I mean, if you're talking about a team that, is biting off kneecaps, clawing tooth and nail to get the best advantage they can to win, to come up with the upper hand, they were going to play. They're going to play because the 2 seed was available. Now, the odds, were they slim? Yeah, they were. The Eagles did end up losing. The Cowboys were down for a little bit. But then me and Booner sat back, and we're going to leave. We're like, oh, let's just watch. Hopefully the Cowboys lose. And it was like 38-10 before halftime. We're like, okay, yeah, maybe not. Like, this one's over. Mm-hmm. But I'm not mad at it. It is what it is type situation.
I'm not freaking
I think it's I saw someone post, it was like a doctor. Now, obviously, Dan Campbell, I meant to send this to Chris, but he says he's a long shot chance to play even this week. So it sounds like it might just be like a PCL or MCL type thing, which is like, that's good. Mm-hmm. And if the Detroit Lions do continue to advance, like, he's going to be there and available. And here's this thing too. I said at the post-game show yesterday, this is a franchise, or at least an offense, it's like always been productive with the tight end position, regardless of who's been in there. Last year, even after trading away T.J. Hockenson, although he did do well, but even after that point, they continue to set a franchise record at the tight end position for touchdowns for the tight end, I should say.
Yeah.
Like I think they're gonna be able to still do something. And it was reported by, I think it was Tom Pelissero, Zach Ertz in the market. Zach Ertz with a prior relationship with our tight end coach, Coach Steve.
They said they're not looking at tight ends right now, though.
Yeah. Well, I heard Dan say he's keeping his eyes, or Brad's keeping his eyes open, but nothing like specifically.
Serious.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't do it either way. I mean, like when the Rams went, they grabbed Eric Weddle like last minute, started him throughout the playoffs, ended up going to the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm cool with that. I got no beef.
No, it's what's gonna happen. Like I said, we knew they weren't resting their starters, so that is the possibility. Just like any game, any practice, anytime you step on a football field, there's a possibility you get injured. So you can't play scared. You can't do anything like that. I'm not holding it against anybody. That was his decision. He made it, and unfortunately, it resulted in a couple of injuries. But hopefully, it's nothing too game breaking, and hopefully, Laporta will be ready to go.
Booner, how are you feeling about Sam Laporta getting hurt yesterday's game?
Yeah, I mean, you were playing for the 2 seed at the end of the day. Like I was mad in the moment. Like on the stream, I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I did say the argument too. It's like Sam Laporta. It's like, yeah, he's a rookie, but he is a top 4 tight end in the NFL. Like he's like, you can maybe the way you look at it is, hey, we play some guys, but like look at, and we already know like every team doesn't have a ton of tight end depth anyway. So maybe that's like, hey, we don't have a ton of depth here. We can't afford a loss there. Just different positions around. We just don't have the depth. Let's take some guys out. But it's just a kind of a freak situation. Like there's nothing you can do. Other guys didn't, like Amon-Ra, obviously the rib, but he's going to be fine. Khalif, no matter what, too, was going to play. He wasn't a starter that was going to sit out. The Zach Ertz thing, I did see that as well. Like I wouldn't be mad. I mean, you're going on a playoff run. It can't hurt. Like you already have the money, and you just have the money sitting there. You have a ton of cap space. It's not you use what you sign him for, maybe 4 games max,
a lot, right? Because like the most games he's playing is 4.
Yeah, and I mean it's a win-win scenario. There's no like, and I saw like even Neil today was like, well, he's at home. He doesn't have a job. He probably chose when he got cut from the Cardinals. He probably chose like, and that was when the Cardinals were just basically cutting guys because they wanted the number 1 pick, and then they started picking up. So like.
And I don't like that argument either. Is he's at home, he doesn't have a job. Yeah, well, where are you going to get somebody else? These Pro Bowlers just lining up that don't have jobs right now? Like, obviously, it's going to be a guy that doesn't have a job right now.
Yeah.
Those are the only people you're able to sign right now.
Eric Weddle, again, he was sitting at home not having a job. Came in, fulfilled pretty well for the LA Rams on their way to win the Super Bowl. And again, like Booner said too, like a veteran guy like that, he has options. Tyson Alualu, same thing. One of the reasons he signed here is because Dan Campbell, being the player coach he is, allowed him time to watch his son go out throughout, like finish his football season at his high school in Pittsburgh and whatnot. Like these guys are chilling. They got bread, and they're waiting for. It's Dominican Sue said the same exact thing.
Yes, that's
before the season
exactly
even
the
started.
point.
He was like, yeah, I want to play again, but I'm going to wait until somebody, a winning situation is looking for a guy like me. And then I'll be ready to go. Just know I'm professional. I keep myself ready.
Zach Ertz, too. Like, if you're just looking for production, he can give, no matter how old he is, what shape, he will give you production. Yeah. Like, look at last year. Last year, he played in 10 games. If you did, like, the numbers through 17 games, if he played in all the games, he would have had, like, 700 or 800 yards last year. Like, it's not like he's a scrub. He's a dude that's probably better than some of your back-end tight ends right now when it comes to catching the ball and making plays. And then when Sam Laporta does come back in the second week of the playoffs, then you have Zach Ertz just sitting behind him if you need someone or if you just need a vet.
And comments like Jordan Schaefer, Zach Ertz is way past his prime. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
He'd be on a team right now if he wasn't. Like this, we're not asking for prime Zach Ertz. We're asking for a guy who could catch a ball. Who are you more comfortable with if Laporta can't play? James Mitchell, and I don't even know who our next tight end would be because it's not Brock Wright's out too.
Well, they signed Friska or something like that, I believe it was Frisker. But even
Frisker,
then,
or would you rather have Zach Ertz?
All due respect to Shane Zylstra, but this is a guy Shane Zylstra had like 4 or 5 touchdowns in a single game last year. And again, all due respect to Shane Zylstra, he's not a household name by any means. Like, this is an offense that's able to get almost any type of tight end in there to produce, including a guy who's pretty athletic and a pretty damn pass catcher. If you go back and watch the college highlights, James Mitchell. So I'm not really. Sam Laporta is huge, and I think obviously the trust he gained between. Again, I think I mentioned this in the stream yesterday. Is like, and that guy Herman is joining us by the way today too. He mentioned like, yeah, you have to like learn how your QB throws the ball to like catch them if they're not coming perfectly. So Goff does have that rapport with Sam Laporta, and he was huge for third downs and whatnot. But I think no matter what tight end you get in there, they're gonna be able to produce at least to like the standard you need to continue to compete. And this offense is blessed with so many weapons, man. Like I don't think it was I don't know what reporter mentioned it, but it was one of the first in NFL history to give you 4 guys with over 850 yards. Like we'll be good.
2 rookies having 10 touchdowns each. Like it's
this offense. I'm St. Browns with this offense. We've won games without him.
This offense is a machine.
It's a machine. And all due respect, I mean, we replaced Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift, 2 pivotal guys in your offense that was top 3 last year too. Like they'll be fine.
How's Jamal Williams doing? Only scoring the garbage of garbage's time touchdowns.
That's facts.
Like,
that was brutal, by the way.
That was tough.
That was brutal.
Tough to watch.
Either way, when we come back, I think I put that in there twice. I did not mean to do that. I meant to do Stafford stuff first. You want to preview that when we get back?
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford?
Yeah.
All right. Tell us about Lady Jane's.
Lady Jane's. Come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience. Register to win a trip to your dreams. And all expenses paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. That's right. No expenses spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
At Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 12th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating. Always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, January 12th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
Feldman Chevrolet is Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. With over 18 locations, there's one right in your backyard. Find the one nearest you by visiting FeldmanAuto.com and check out Woodward Sports live every other Monday at Feldman Chevrolet of Novi. We have breaking news. Spencer's breaking news. Miss Lippy's car is green.
Yep.
But Amon St. Brown's hair is
blue. Yeah. Jenna Trotman posted it on Twitter that the stylist posted the picture of the hair dye, and then Amon Ra has it.
She exposed.
Yeah.
Man.
It's Honolulu blue for the playoffs.
Amon Ra
That's
Saint Blue. I like it.
Theo says Graham Glasgow looks like Spencer's father. He actually doesn't look like my dad, but we do look
But
related.
he does look like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair.
That's fair.
What
I
up,
go
though?
to the club sometimes and tell the hoes I'm Graham Glasgow.
Yeah. I tell him I'm Jordan Jackson.
Works.
I've gotten that too.
Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels.
No, you look like Gus Malzahn.
Whatever works.
Just
Did
throw
you
some
see the
glasses on.
video of your guy Sherman Moore just eyeing down JJ's ass and just fucking going to town on everything?
What?
Did you ever seen that video?
No.
Jeez, man.
You haven't seen that video?
No, this is a national championship day. Leave me alone. Focus on the game.
Hey, well, the point I was getting to, slap that like button like Sherman Moore did JJ's ass. Be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. I'm Eazy, Spin More Rex, Young Chris, no JB Smooth. We got Detroit Kool-Aid and Booner in the building. What happened? What are you getting upset for?
Yeah, why are you getting
Let's,
so mad?
all of that, let's just leave it. Let's just talk about the game today.
We'll talk
Let's
about
leave
the
it
game
national
today.
championship game.
Dude, you don't tell the heavyweights what we talk about on our own show. We
I
can
just
talk
did.
about JJ's ass if we want to.
You
We're
can.
going to do a whole segment now.
All right, do it. Go ahead.
The size and shape of JJ McCarthy's ass, brought to you by Sharon Moore and Booner. All right, first things first now.
I'm the real ass. Honestly, though, I got to be honest with
You
you guys.
would.
Last night,
Shut up.
I watched the closing minutes of that the Rams game.
Yeah.
Because 49ers still almost came back.
Mm-hmm.
I said it. I don't know if I said it on air, if I said it in the private, but I'm like, grossly, I still down to watch Carson Wentz versus like Sam Darnold. Like,
Yeah.
I know there's like a shit ton of like
Carson
bad
Wentz was
quarterbacks.
toting that bitch. He had like
Honestly,
20 carries.
Bro, I don't mind Carson Wentz. I've been like a Carson Wentz defender in the past. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. But once the game finally closed,
Easy's a big North Dakota State guy.
I'm keeping it a buck with you guys. I had a wave of anxiety rush over me.
Mr. Krabs meme?
A little bit, bro. Like, once I'm like, oh shit. Like, I know we've been talking about it for weeks, but once it became real, I'm not gonna lie. I really got like anxious. Like, fuck, bro. Like Stafford's like, he's coming. I don't know. Was it the same for anybody else? Anybody else experience that?
Can we get that Maz drop?
Yeah.
Am I the
I'll
only
find
one
it.
who got anxious like once it became official?
No, I'm not anxious. I'm not worried.
But the initial reaction.
No, I want this smoke. NFL, I put a tweet out there. NFL scriptwriters cooked up a masterpiece with this. Detroit Lions win the NFC North in the first time in team history. Matt Stafford returns to Detroit in the first ever playoff game hosted at Ford Field by the Lions. And then the Lions have a chance to rematch in Dallas with Dallas in round 2. This is what we want. This is what you should want as Lions fans. You should want the smoke. You should want the Staffords and the Pukas and the Cooper Kupps coming into Detroit to slay that dragon, get over that hump. You should want to be able to go back in Dallas and kick the shit out of the Cowboys up and down the field, because that's what makes champions. Games like that, storylines like that, that is what makes champions. Overcoming adversity, defying the odds, slaying the dragon, closing the chapter, and then moving on. And that's what the Lions have a chance to do for multiple people. Not just for the Lions as a team, for Jared Goff personally. You don't think he wants this just as bad as anybody, if not worse, to beat Sean McVay in the playoffs, to beat Matt Stafford, the guy that replaced him on his hometown team, in the playoffs? This is a huge spot. All Detroit Lions fans should want this smoke. All Detroit Lions fans should want this to happen, and I'm excited for it.
This guy coming. So everyone is coming.
I wanted it to happen. I said it on the post game show yesterday. I'm just fucking nervous, bro. I've calmed down since, and now I'm like nervous / excited. But like I guess initially once it happened, just 'cause I've been looking forward to this home playoff game my entire life. Once I realized the Stafford coming to town, like that's just it's initially again this initial reaction. I was anxious, man. I was very, very anxious. But I agree with you. I think this is the demon you need to slay.
What if I told you?
What if I told you? That's exactly.
It's a fucking
and then you go on and play the
35th.
Dallas Cowboys in afterward too.
Yes.
And then hopefully an NFC Championship. And that's why, like I said it yesterday on the stream as well. But I was like, okay, obviously we got our home playoff game. I don't care who it may be, but let's hopefully if we don't get that 2 seed, I want it to be Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
That way I'm comfortable with our guy JG going into another like indoor stadium.
Yeah.
And if it's the San Francisco 49ers, I don't think anybody else would rank over or seed over us other than San Francisco 49ers or the Cowboys.
No, they would
So you're
not.
either in a warm weather situation, which I still feel like they got a little bit of like a canopy or something like that. I mean, I think on SoFi, I'm mixing it up.
SoFi's got the canopy.
Is San Fran indoors or
No.
Outdoors?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Either way, San Fran. You know what I mean? So you're talking about California.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm Gucci with that. Like there is a Booner path truly open And if that's going to be like the landscapes we're playing. And I'm being dead ass right now. I am to everybody in the chair. Oh, Mr. Scared, Mr. Scared. I don't give a fuck. I'm confident in this Detroit Lions team.
Say it.
Possibly playing in the NFC Championship.
Say it.
If Jared Goff's able to stay inside the entire way through.
Say
and
it.
maybe even the Super Bowl. Is
Say
that what
it.
you wanted to hear?
I want to say you're on the Booner path.
Same destination, maybe different paths. You know what I'm saying?
We shook on it yesterday.
We did shake on it. We did shake on it. You made me shake on it. I'm down. Yeah, I
have
can
the
get down
picture,
with the
too.
Booner path if with the Cowboys having the 2 seed. And I'm being dead ass. The only obstacle, the biggest obstacle, and I know you guys may point to Dallas, the big bad bullies. I still don't feel that way. Obviously, hopefully you guys don't feel that way either if they're watching it go down. And I think we would have learned from those mistakes too. Like I think we're going there for round 2 with those slow developing run plays.
Yeah.
Like no, we're putting the heavies up front.
No, we're shoving it down their
Yes.
throat.
We ain't getting cute when we got the big uglies.
Yes.
We're shoving it down your throat, just like you said. But the initial reaction to the Matthew Stafford stuff, I did get anxious because no matter how you may look at this team, and I think Lucas is the one putting it out in our chat. He looked at the last 4 opponents for the Rams. Like, well, this team's not good. This team's not good. We've watched Matthew Stafford for 12 years. We know he's able to put an ass whooping on. He's just that type of quarterback.
Yeah, he
has that type of arm. And you couple that with a guy like Sean McVay, they weren't even supposed to be in the playoffs.
And 2
this
elite
year.
receivers and a running back who's
running back.
One of the top running backs of the year this year. Yeah.
And that's what
And
they're
Aaron
missing
Donald.
games. And Aaron Donald. Yeah, that's the other part of it.
Frank Smash.
Frank Schmish.
Frank Smash.
Penei Sewell was Aaron Donald round 2.
Good on good.
I'm fucking here for it, baby. I'm here for it.
I want to see Penei pull on a play and trap Donald.
I'm
Put
down
him in
with
the
it.
dirt.
Yeah, just my initial reaction though, I did get anxious because he's just that caliber quarterback.
Yeah,
and I think it's valid. I think Vegas, the spread opened up at 3.5 for a reason. It's your half-point favorites because this guy can beat anybody.
Yes,
you watched him do it on his way to winning a Super Bowl last time. He's a dog. He got that dog in him, Booner. Did you get anxious when it's officially?
No,
officially
dude,
official?
I'm telling you what. As the leader of the Booner Path, I say this all the time. I'm the one that hey, if something goes wrong, I have to talk about it. You guys stay straight. I'll talk about it. Was not anxious at all. I've said it from the jump, from the start. The only thing I don't like about the Rams matchup is the Stafford stuff because we just have to talk about it, and I don't care about that. All I care about with the Booner Path is the Booner Path and us moving forward, winning playoff games. That's the point of the path. Is for all of us to stay forward, stay ahead, and all our minds are on one end goal, and that is the Detroit Lions winning a Super Bowl. And that's all it is. And every time you're in the playoffs, Lindsey Hunter said it today about the NBA Finals. Anytime you're in the playoffs, that should be your goal.
Yeah.
And that's why I created the Booner Path, is because there are some people who are like, and I guess like to Jeff, his point, like our job's to have take. Yeah, I get that, whatever. But when you're in the playoffs, your job is all it is Super Bowl. And so many people at this network, at other networks, they're just so scared as Lions fans, which I get. But when you're in the playoffs, you have a chance, especially when you're a team like this Lions team. You should always be thinking Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. It shouldn't be, let's just get one win. Let's just do this. And I get that some people's takes, but that's the point of the Booner Path is whenever we have a chance and we're in the playoffs, all we should be thinking about is the end path. That is the Super Bowl. And I don't get why people go into this going, let's just win one game. No.
I don't think anyone's
you
doing
should go
that.
to the Super. There are people who are like, my ceiling for them is one playoff win, and then anything after that
Well,
I'm
of course
happy with.
you want
No.
more, but some of it's just observations of what you think is going to happen. I'm
Yeah.
not
Okay, I get that.
Realistic
But
expectations
the Booner
are-
Path is, let's talk about what can actually happen, and that's it. Every time you're in the playoffs, especially in the Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes years, it is Super Bowl or bust going forward. You should be able, if you're in the playoffs and you're a 2 seed or a 3 seed and you're hosting playoff games, just like every Patriots fan, 49ers fan, Seahawks fans for the longest, like that's where we should get to where every year we should be having that confidence to where whether we're 10 wins, 11 wins, 12 wins, we know when we get to the playoffs,
Do you
we're
think
going to
they've built to
dominate and
that?
beat. What?
Do you think they've built to that, to have that type of arrogance as a fan
They
base?
we should be that. Like, we are there. This
Have
isn't
we-
the
have they
old
earned-
Lions.
have
This
the-
isn't
have
the
the
same old
Lions
Lions. This is
earned that respect
I think
out
so.
of us, that trust
They just
out of
won the
us.
first division in 30 years. They're earning it. And
But to jump from
if-
our first division to Super Bowl expectations, that's just it's a jump. Man.
this is the thing. It's when a fan base and when you're a team and you're as good as you are now, you've made that jump when you're one of the best in the league. You should always have that mindset. Lions fans should be cocky versus Cowboys fans and be like, we're going to win the Super Bowl, not you guys. We're going to beat you to go to the Super Bowl. You guys aren't doing it.
Yeah.
And that was the reason the Booner Path, and I started getting like frustrated earlier in the year to where it's like, why don't we all have that mindset? Like, why can't we? And I know the Patriots won all those Super Bowls, but why can't we have the mindset like Lindsey Hunter for his 49ers team? Like, why can't we have that mindset? We should. Like, we should love this team, and we should be like, they're going to win the Super Bowl.
I don't think you don't love the team if you're not saying they're going to.
I don't think you don't
say they go out there and win a Super Bowl.
That's fair.
I don't think you don't.
I think realistic.
But why can't we be confident?
I think realistic expectations are important for a fan base. I think setting goals on your way to something is important for a fan base, and I don't think just saying Super Bowl or bust every year is healthy. Is a healthy expectation to have.
Until you've earned that right.
Do I want them to win all these playoff games? Yes, I do, obviously. But you got to take it 1 week at a time in the playoffs.
I agree.
As a fan base, yes, you can have your eyes on the main prize, but you should be focused on the team in front of you every week, not just only focused on the playoffs or only focused on the Super Bowl. You got to focus on the LA Rams and beating the LA Rams. And then the week after that, you focus on the team you're playing that week. You don't just focus on Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. You focus on the team in front of you.
Oh, I agree with that. I think it's just like Dan Campbell says to the team, like, what's the biggest game? The next game. Like, I agree with that. And that's the part of the winner path. It's like every week we know we can win. If we end up being in the NFC Championship game versus the 49ers, I'm going to be up here like they're going to win this football game. Like, they can get this done. Here's the reason why. This is the path to it. That's the winner path. I see our own Travis in the chat said, because we don't have the 49ers history or Patriots history. I get the history, but when you have a good football team, why always be negative and be the same old Lions? Why can't we all be positive?
I don't think it's negative to set realistic expectations for your team and what you think they're going to
achieve. The expectations to say what? They're going to lose in the second round? Like, that's what's crazy to me. We should be confident and say they have a chance to go win the Super Bowl this year. They have a team to go do it.
Everybody does, though.
Exactly. But why aren't we then confident about it,
man?
Because
let him do his things.
I'm just saying, why can't we be confident as Lions fans about it?
Why does
half of the people
for having realistic
I'm not shaming anyone. All I'm doing, that's why I created the Buddha path. If you want to hop on, do it. If you're off, not shaming you. Stay off. We're going to win a Super Bowl. You can watch from over there.
See, the Booner path is kind of a figment thing for me.
It's not. It's a path to the Super Bowl.
We have a chance
for the
to
next
do this
5, 6, 7, 8 years.
That's what it is for me. The path, the logic of the path is, yes, if this happens, then this will happen.
Welcome.
And so, like, I guess you can. I can't like go out there and say that though. I don't feel
the path's a little foggy where he's at. He can't see up ahead right now.
Can they win the Super Bowl? Is it possible for the Lions to win a Super Bowl? Yes.
The Booner path is so people can enjoy this ride instead of taking it negatively.
I think realistic expectations is also important for a fan.
What's your realistic expectation?
My realistic expectation is they're going to win this game against the Rams.
And then after that,
going forward, we'll see what happens.
All right,
that's what I don't like.
We got to go to break.
So
we got
you don't know
special
who
guests.
they're playing in the second
coming
round,
out.
but you're saying they're going to win no matter what.
Yep. They're going to win.
Stop. We got a guest coming on. We got
that's
slow
just
your
ridiculous.
Slow you guys roll. Actually, you want to check that, Chris? We're going to break where we spend a little bit more time on this. I will say this to the Matthew Stafford coming to town. Dan Campbell said that in the presser today that he's not going to use that as a motivation tactic. Bullshit. He just doesn't want to put anything on a bulletin board for the LA Rams. Because the way this thing's being built up and Matthew Stafford coming back to town, which is true, to face his old team, it's just the same as Jared Goff facing the guy who dumped him and left him and sent him to Detroit. Like that's just as like an equal, I think, as a hype up. It's almost being like forgotten. And I guarantee you Dan Campbell's hyping that shit up. I guarantee you. But let's go to break. We do have Herman Moore joining us shortly. Let me tell you guys about Fairway Pack Company first. Because for over 60 years, Fairway Pack Company has provided Michigan's finest hotels, restaurants, and casinos with the finest Wagyu beef, dry-aged beef, and more. Make sure you guys visit them online at fairwaypacking.com. Get it delivered right to your doorstep. Or stop in Grosse Pointe for grab-and-go steaks.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice. One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stafford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
R.I.P. the same old Lions. Big thanks to Sheila, Dan, and Brad for putting them to rest. And guess what else has found its grave? Same old rock, paper, scissors. Jack Labrador has revolutionized the tire game with 2 new symbols and a franchise-changing 3-point play. Discover the action at jacklabrador.gg now and find out why once you go Jack, you never go back.
Welcome back to Woodward Waits, live on WoodSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guy Spin Mo Rex.
What up, though?
Young Chris, no JB Smooth. We got Detroit Kool-Aid and Booner in the building. We will be joined by Herman Moore shortly. But things get a little contentious there. Why? I feel like you're the one getting kind of heated in this situation.
I'm just saying, when I say the Lions, I'm not going to go out there and say the Lions will win the Super Bowl. He throws the path in my face. But he won't say that either. He won't say the Lions are going to win the Super Bowl this year. I'll say the Lions have a chance to win the Super Bowl. Yes, every team in the playoffs has a chance to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
If that's the Booner path, that's the Booner path. But I'm not going out there saying the Lions will win the Super Bowl. And he goes, then you're off the path. You don't believe in the path. Well, then you say it.
You don't open your ears up. I never said that it was a lock to win the Super Bowl. They're 22-1 in the sports book.
So am I not?
Are you gonna let me talk? You just said you had your whole intro. Let me say something real quick. Okay, thank you. They're 22-1 to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
There are 32 teams in the NFL. The chance of winning a Super Bowl, obviously we know. Not a lot of teams do it back-to-back. Teams don't do it every year. I'm not stupid. The people on the path, they know they're not stupid. But the path of saying, hey, there's actual chance to all those Lions fans who want to say, and I get it. I'm not guaranteeing it. Thank you, Spenny. It's very obvious. And I get it. No, and I get it. Anyone can say, oh, it can be done. Yes, it can be done in any sport. Anyone can say that.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is showing Lions fans, hey, listen, this isn't the old teams to where we get to the playoffs and we're just expected to lose in the first round. No, this is like a whole different regime. This is a whole new Lions team. This is a whole different thing to where they actually have a chance to go do it. I'm not sitting here they're going to do it. Like, I'm going to put bets on it to do it. They're 22-1. I'm not saying it's a lock. But it's saying, hey, the people, like, stop acting like this is the old Lions team of the past to where it's like, well, let's just get one win out of the way and then we'll see what. No, like, attempt to go win a damn Super Bowl.
Every team in the playoffs.
I get that, but like, you know it firsthand. There are so many fans out there who are just content with just one playoff win. It's like, why? I get we need that one coveted playoff win, but after that, it's like, this team is good enough to go win one.
Yes.
And that is a fact. But there's 80% of the people out there who truly just won't wrap their head around that. And right now, when you say that, like when you come at me off the air, like that's what it feels like to where you're like, I don't know, man. Like,
see, I just don't think that's true. I don't think it's true that people are out there saying
there are a lot of
no way
people.
The Lions will do this. The only thing they can do is win one playoff game.
There's a lot.
I've not seen anybody in the chat say that.
There's a lot of people.
I've not seen anybody in the chat go, there is not a chance in hell the Lions can win the Super Bowl.
Not that there's not a chance in hell, but that they're content with just one playoff win. Because I'm telling you what, as the leader of the Booner path, I'm not content with just one playoff win.
If the Lions win a playoff game and then lose in the second round, you're upset with the season.
I'm going to be like, all right, we're coming next year for heads, and we're going to win the Super Bowl next year. Because that's where this program and organization's at. And that's all the Booner path is. It's saying, like, listen, we should be, our mindset as fans and as an organization should be here. It should be, no matter what, we're going for the Super Bowl, and we actually have a legit chance. Not that, hey, let's just get this playoff win out of the way and then move on. No. Super Bowl. I don't know how many times I need to say it.
In the chat,
things need to
80%
change.
is aggressive Booner. It's not 80% of us.
Maybe not 80%. I'm just trying to give an example of what's going on.
If you walked up to any Lions fan on the street and asked them, is there a chance the Lions win a Super Bowl?
Guys,
they would all say yes.
The 80% is just, I'm just trying to give an example to Spenny because he just can't, like, he's not
That's fine.
understanding.
That's fine.
Obviously, I know it's not 80%.
Can I ask you guys this then? Can we switch it to, like, if you were to give a percentage on the Detroit Lions winning the Super Bowl, where would that be?
The percentage of that I think the Detroit Lions will win the Super Bowl.
How much would you be willing to bet of your own money?
I mean, I'd put $10 on it.
Booner?
I'm going to put money on them to win the Super Bowl, 22-1. I already have money on them to win the NFC.
I would say there's like a 20 25% chance.
What do they rank on the live odds? Did you check? I saw it
For what? That Super
the
Bowl?
Super Bowl, yeah.
22 to 1 right now, plus 2,200.
What were they rank amongst the other teams? Like, we're like 7 best?
Dolphins are ahead of them, 17 to 1. Eagles are still ahead of them. Chiefs are ahead of them. Cowboys, Bills, Ravens,
Dolphins
49ers.
are ahead of them?
And that's what I'm saying.
don't
Like,
get that.
obviously, like, spending, like, I get why you're like, well, say, like, Jeff does the same thing, where it's like, say they're going to win. Like, they're 22 to 1. Like,
No,
I'm not,
just
like,
saying,
we are,
I'm just saying,
in Lions
you
fans,
shouldn't
realistic.
chastise or shame other people for not saying it.
Never,
when you
I don't
either.
shame. Just because I say you're not a part of it, it's a joke. Like, I'm saying, like, hop on. I'm going to recruit you.
No, but you're saying, these same old Lions fans who won't say they'll win the Super Bowl. Like, that's what you just went over.
There are. Like, it's just like, it's ridiculous. When you have a team that can go win a Super Bowl, why are we going to be like, let's just win one game and then we're done? Like, oh, that's cool.
Nobody's saying that they win one game. I have not seen a single person say, they win one game, then I'm over. I'm checking out. They won't do it again. Like, that's just crazy to me. People obviously expect a playoff win. My expectations this year were the division championship and a playoff win. That was before the season. They got half of it done. They get the playoff win. Then I want them to win the next game. Then I want them to win the next game. But am I putting my money on it? Am I expecting that they're going to be playing in the Super Bowl? No. I expect a playoff win.
I am. I put my money on it a couple
You
weeks
expect them to play in the Super Bowl.
I put my money. I put a bet on it.
So you do. You expect them to play in the Super Bowl.
As my team, I'm going into it. It's just like all these fans that have teams that go every other year. Like, I'm getting to the point, like with the Lions, the way they built this regime, the foundation up. They built the foundation like the 49ers. They're building it like the Ravens, like the Patriots did. They're starting to build a foundation. Every year going forward, I'm going to say the Booner path to the Super Bowl. I'm expecting you guys to go to the Super Bowl. It's that time. Okay. And I know you haven't won a playoff game. It sounds crazy. That's just the path. Like, we have a path to the Super Bowl every year. There's a chance to do it. Go get the job done. Okay. That's what you get paid for.
That's fair.
So I'm just trying to communicate.
And Echo for Whiskey. I'm not clout chasing. I'm Booner.
I'm Booner. I don't understand the Dolphins have a better right now. Vegas and the Dolphins have better odds than the Detroit Lions to win the Super Bowl.
He's clout chasing using my name in his.
They've only beat the Cowboys, which we beat at their place before getting fucked over. How the Dolphins over the Detroit Lions win the Super Bowl? They're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots ahead of us too.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Am I tripping? That's
and the
crazy.
Lions have an easier path to the Super Bowl. Like, the AFC is definitely harder than the NFC.
I'm looking at that wrong. They're still ahead of us though.
There's
one spot ahead of us.
Yeah.
I was looking at like linear. It's like a latitude little situation there. Detroit Lions plus 2,200 on Vegas right now. Miami Dolphins plus 1,700. The 49ers actually have better odds than the Ravens right now, which I guess kind of makes sense when you think of that. Because the 49ers have an easier path to get there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Who do you think has the third best odds off the top of your head?
The Browns. No. Philly.
Kansas City maybe get some love.
No, it's Buffalo.
Buffalo, yeah.
Isn't that crazy? I feel like they kind of struggled last night.
They did struggle last night. Josh Allen struggled last night.
It's so weird because sometimes.
But then he still went out there and fucking played. Like I said, there was a comment that said he either plays like prime Joe Montana or a complete cousin. There is no in between with Josh Allen. It's feast or famine.
I'm sending a link to Herman. I guess we're having some technical difficulties. Apologize. But remember, like the third best. Like I don't know. Like if we're talking about like if it's easier to get there through the NFC, I might even have the Cowboys or Lions. Would you rank the Cowboys over the Buffalo Bills getting it done?
No, I think the Bills have a better team.
I'm cool with it, I guess. I'll tell you what, though, because it's going to be Texans. Do we have the playoff landscape?
Texans and Chiefs play on Peacock. Or Chiefs-Dolphins, sorry. It's Peacock.
So whack. All right, here we go.
Yeah, Texans play Cleveland. Baltimore's got the bye. Chiefs-Dolphins is on Peacock, which sucks. You got Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay, and Philly.
How do you feel about the Pittsburgh berth?
Yeah.
Knowing it was a bit off of like the backups for Baltimore.
Hey, I mean, do what you got to do. It's not just a one-game season, so they put their time in throughout the season and got there. They deserved it.
That's fair. I guess I'm more disappointed in like the Jaguars for like allowing that situation to happen.
Yeah.
What a choke job.
Spenny called it.
Mike Vrabel. Oh, you did call it. Where's the first?
Houston Texans. Told you, Dalton Schultz was the missing piece.
That's insane. I gotta be honest with you guys too. Call me crazy. The Ravens
don't call me for
dinner.
dinner.
Yeah, don't call me for dinner. I don't even know if I want to say it.
What, the Ravens? You think they're gonna lose?
I could see it.
I couldn't.
No, I can't.
The Ravens are so good, man. They are
I
so
will
good.
say this though, Texas will have a respectable matchup. I'll say
Is
that.
Kyle Hamilton like injured, or is he coming back?
He's coming back.
Okay.
Yeah, he's coming back.
The Ravens are so good.
I saw Ben Slug's all pro list. Kyle Hamilton was on there. Shout out. Everyone clown me for wanting him to be Detroit Lion.
Yeah.
Now look at him.
That's true. That was a good call.
Dude's
But to
balling
be
out.
fair, you have like 6 players every year you want to draft.
That's how it works. You have a draft board.
Yeah.
You decide which one you want most. That's the way it works. Let's go to break. Work on the technical difficulties. That was hard to say. And then hopefully we come back. We have Herman Moore on. If not, we'll talk about the CJGJ stuff.
Let me tell you about Hamlin Pub. Easy's praying Herman's on that phone. Have you ever wanted a bar where you're a regular? We have just the place for you. Head to one Hamlin Pub, 7 locations. An experience where everyone's a regular. They got half off pizza on Thursdays. They got food and drink specials for all Michigan sports and all NFL games. Hamlin Pub. Experience your new favorite pub for all things sports. Hamlin Pub, where everyone's a regular.
Have you ever wondered where all the finest restaurants get their steaks? It's Fairway Packing Company, providing Michigan restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef for over 60 years. But now you can buy these cuts of meat for yourself at the Steak Shop by Fairway Packing Company. Prime porterhouse, A5 Japanese New York strip steak, dry aged Wagyu beef tomahawk. Delicious. Get to the Steak Shop today. Enjoy fine wine, have a private party, and get the finest cuts of meat anywhere. The Steak Shop on Mack Avenue in Grosse Pointe Woods, or order online, fairwaypacking.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com. How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Lions fans, it's a moment we've all been waiting for. After 30 years, the playoffs are finally here in Detroit. Join us for the ultimate Detroit Lions VIP tailgate party this Sunday, hosted by the best in the business as bullseyeeventgroup.com. I know if you guys watch Ermanni, Edwards, and Maz, you heard Maz and Ryan say it themselves. It's the best tailgate party in Detroit. Free drinks, free food, and a show to the game, all with the purchase of the tickets. Make sure you guys stop by. It's sponsored by Long Drinks, too. As the Lions take on Matthew Stafford and the Rams, just make sure you're prepared the right way with Bullseye Event Group and Long Drink. Go to bullseyeeventgroup.com today to get your tickets. What up, though? Welcome back to the World Heavyweights Live, WoodSports.com. I'm Eazy, spin more Rex, young Chris, no JB. We got Detroit Kool-Aid and Booner in the building, but we're also joined by the legendary Detroit Lions wide receiver Herman Moore.
Hey, what's good?
What up, man?
Hey, I gotta get that theme music, man. I keep forgetting to bring it. But I'm gonna tell you what, man. I every time I go to the games and I come out and I'm looking, I'm like, dude, just the vibes, just the. I'm older now, but I'm thinking, wow, man, I could goddamn run like at least one hitch route, a little slant route, a little end zone fade.
Hey,
hell yeah!
Can you play tight end?
Can you play tight end?
Yeah, it might need.
Well, first, whoa. I gotta play tight end. What are you trying to say? Because a brother like to eat and like he's put on a little bit of weight that he's got to all of a sudden go to tight end. I'd just be a big Z receiver.
How come like I actually do wonder that like wide receivers like towards the end of the career, because tight ends are like bigger guys like a little bit slow. Like how come no one ever tried to transition to that position? Is it just too hard? The body's too banged up, or what?
I think it's a natural progression. If you are a receiver, you start to get a little bit slower. But you start putting on a little bit more muscle because it's easier to go up than it is down, I found, as a wide receiver in weight. So typically if you're 6'4", whether I'm 223, 225 pounds or 240, 250, that's just going to be speed and or muscle. So I think that's a great transition for a wide receiver, especially if they have size, to go from wide receiver to tight end because you're going to have some advantages too.
And
go ahead.
I just wanted to get right into it. Like this is playoff week. The Lions it's the first ever home playoff game hosted in Ford Field. I just wanted to get into your mind a little bit about how different it is for a professional athlete, for an NFL player to get into that playoff mode. Is it the same as how you prepare for a regular season game, or what goes into preparing for a playoff matchup?
Well, the playoff game is not as bad as people think. If anything, it becomes a little bit easier, because you've gone through pretty much all the scenarios during the season. And while your opponent, you may not have played that opponent, you're definitely prepared, but they're going to not be at any advantage or disadvantage, nor will you. It's all about how you prepare. And I was going to say, tell you this, is that the hardest thing is practice. Is practicing during the week, because you're getting all the reps in. You're doing a lot of the work. So when it comes down to game time, you only have 30, maybe 40 plays offensively or defensively to make an impact or win a football game on that side of the ball. So the playoff and the games, it's all about focus, it's mental preparation, and it's about just coming in sharp. I don't think you go out, you're going to rest the legs of your players because you want your team to be fresh coming in. You don't want guys getting injured or being overdoing it in practice. So I would see this as being more of a subliminal and more of a mental week of preparation for this Detroit Lions team, more so than just physically going out and running these guys into the ground.
Speaking of these guys, this happens to be a former one of our guys, Matthew Stafford, and I'm sure you had a personal relationship with him because he was here 12 years. What was your initial reaction once that news became official? Matthew Stafford heading to Detroit to play us at home for the first time. It's 93.
Man, I don't think you could have written this any better in terms of like the epic matchup of a star franchise quarterback leaving and being traded to a team, and then having another player who was supposed to be their franchise leader be brought to another team. One has already taken his team to the Super Bowl, and then you got another one now who's been part of the resurgence and the turnaround that's happened with the Detroit Lions football team. So now you really get to see this head-to-head matchup. And I think all things being equal, you have the Detroit Lions defense that's not playing the greatest of football, but I think they're playing adequate enough to be able to come away with wins. But they're going to have to cut down on some of the big plays. You got an offense in Goff and all the receivers around him, and St. Brown, using Reynolds. And then, you bring in, just Sam Laporta, depending on what happens with his injury. But you got a running game. You got this balanced offense and a fairly decent defense against another really good offense and a pretty good defense coming all together. And it's not going to be one of those boring opening wild card weekend games. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I think this has everything you would want in terms of storyline in the media.
And I just wanted to ask about some of the guys coming back from injury that some of them already played. We saw Chauncey Gardner-Johnson out there. He had the interception. We saw Lee McNeil make some big plays, get some pressures on the quarterback. How hard is it for a player that's coming off of an injury that has been off for a long time to just boom right into the playoffs where it's the most intense football they'll see all year?
It comes down to really, where are they in their preparation? Are they more of a veteran player? The younger players, I think, would struggle in a situation like that. But if you have a few years under your belt, it's just about being mentally prepared. Physically, you've been prepared all year because that's what the off season's for. That's what training camp's for. And right now, it's who's the healthiest team going into the playoffs that will ultimately give themselves the best chance to win. I will say this: it's if you mentally check out on a team and you're not around, and because of your injury or your time away doesn't allow you to be a part of the game planning or being a part of those meetings because you're in such intensive rehab, then it's a little different. But I just think guys aren't going to miss that much time. So when Johnson now being back in the mix, I think them getting healthier in the secondary, that's going to be a big key component to them. But I think if I'm looking at this game, it's going to come down to their defensive scheme more so than the individual players. It's going to be how do they contain what they don't know is going to happen and what type of playbook is going to be thrown at them from the Rams.
Speaking of guys missing time, we had some injuries in Week 18. Well, what are your thoughts, I guess, and again, as a guy's been in the playoffs, what are your thoughts on resting guys versus heading to the playoffs with a little bit of momentum there? And obviously, Detroit Lions dealing with some injuries because of that reason.
Yeah, I think I was a little concerned about coming into this one about letting guys get injured. You're going to be – there was a lot that needed to happen for them to go into the number 2 seed position. I get it. You don't know what may happen. You saw Philadelphia basically crashed and burned against the Giants, but Dallas ended up winning, which, took them to that number 2 seed position. But I think at the risk of players getting injured, knowing that you have that postseason play, regardless, you're going to be playing at home, I don't think I risk too much on the line at that point. I don't think there's anything to prove because you're going to have to face those teams no matter what is thrown your way. And I'd rather face whomever. It doesn't matter if it was even with San Francisco if you were going to be able to play them at home. So you got to go through all these teams regardless. It's about who's going to be healthiest. That's going to make the difference in the playoffs. And that's what we saw. The teams that came in most healthy, most rested, the momentum is done. I mean, the momentum is what gets you there. Then you come off of that high energy, and all of a sudden it comes back down to just being serious and focused. And that's what it's going to make the difference. It doesn't matter about all the hype. It doesn't matter about guys being all, ready to go and geared up and all that stuff. That's not what's going to win playoff games. It's going to be the team that pays attention to detail and focuses in more on the plays and the exactness of what they need to do in their sound and their assignments and things of that nature.
And I look at it as obviously this Detroit Lions team is extremely young. You've got a lot of players in their first, second, third year out there, and a lot of guys that haven't experienced playoff matchups, even veterans on this team that haven't experienced playoff matchups. How much do those guys kind of lean on the Jared Goffs, the Chauncey Gardner-Johnsons, and even the coaching staff for how the playoff football should feel or how they should prepare for that? Guys that have been there before.
For the guys that have already been there, you can look at a coach, you can look at veteran guys like a Jared Goff who have that experience and other players that may have played in postseason play. But the only thing they can give you is how to mentally, get your mind right, how to rest your body, how to prepare during the week. But ultimately, if you're a young player, unless you've experienced it, and you have someone who's a veteran that's going to be out leading the charge and setting the example, it's a first for most of them. It's a first for a lot of these young guys. Don't forget, the Detroit Lions are one of the youngest teams in the NFL, and in being that, this is new territory for them. But I think their ability to respond to it means if I'm a coach, if I'm anyone like Jared Goff, I'm focused on saying, listen, minimize the penalties and the mistakes. We need everything. We need everything to click, be sound in the assignments. He's got to not take unnecessary chances with the football. The running backs have to protect the football. And defense, they have to get after it. Don't give up the big plays. Try and force some turnovers and all of those things. I mean, it's going to be very basic in terms of how you get them prepared. And for these players who haven't experienced it, it's just going to be take a deep breath. I'm Jared Goff. I'm going in and saying, listen, play your best, leave it all out there, but play smart. Play smart and aggressive and be sound in everything you do. And if you do those things, the rest will take care of itself. The game will end up being what it'll be if you go out and take care of your business and sound in your assignment.
I'm around St. Brown because we got all week to talk about playoffs. If you want to come back on it this week, I'm totally down. But I got to ask, man, our guy got snubbed from the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
How?
1,500 yards, 10 touchdowns. It's crazy.
So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you like this, and this is very specific to St. Brown, and I think even my guy Calvin, man, would agree. You know what? He's a Pro Bowler. The stats that he had, the things that he did to be deserving of a position to get snubbed is wrong. And for me, this is his second Pro Bowl. Whether he gets as an alternate, whether he ends up ultimately still going or not, this is one hell of a year for that young man, and just really super proud of just his professionalism, the way he goes about his business. So I'm telling this to him, Amara St. Brown, you killed it. You did it. You know what? You all Pro Bowl. And in my opinion, if I had to give it to you, I'd make you all pro, because you did what you're supposed to do. You're doing it the right way. You're doing it as the underdog all the time. That's what we do sometimes we have to deal with in Detroit. But I tell you what, keep up just the great work ethic, and man, he's making us proud. You know what I'm saying? So all hands team, man. That's my guy. I love it. Love watching him work.
And this is a guy we've seen get that outside motivation from stuff like this before. Is a guy who can name every single player that was drafted, or every single wide receiver that was drafted before him. Do you think he builds another list with this? Do you think this is another thing that he puts out there? He says, all right, you guys are going to keep sleeping on me. Just wait, I'm going to go for 2,000 next year.
Well, see, here's the thing that comes out to that. It's a double-edged sword. He can be in the greatest condition. He could be as prepared as he wants to be. What if Jared Goff gets hurt? What if the offensive line has injuries? You know, you don't get this opportunity to be there all the time every season just because. Look at Justin Jefferson. You know, yeah, he's been coming on strong since he's been back from an injury. Amara St. Brown may get injured and have to take a step back for a second. You don't know. So to get snubbed or to be pulled out of that, I just tell him like this, man. He doesn't have to build a hit list or an agenda list or a list to go after people who kind of, been against him and all those things, man. He's doing it the right way by being professional and by staying focused, and the rest will be the rest. You know, he can only control his part, and from what I've seen so far, he's catching the football like he's supposed to. He's running routes. He's playing tough. He's blocking. He's doing everything, man. And I just, I can, as a player who's had success at the NFL level and has been a, all pro and all these things, I'm just telling you, I know one when I see one, and this young man is doing his thing, and along with a lot of the other players and even the ones that are supporting him in that position. So even Jared Goff, I thought, had an opportunity to also make the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
So yeah, there were a few snubs I thought that were there
Gibbs,
for them, but this was probably the most egregious. Yeah, absolutely, and Gibbs as well.
Well, Monty too.
Monty too. Yeah.
12 touchdowns at the time.
Yeah. So it was surprising to me, man. I have to admit. And but to him, like I said, man, we all see the work. We see the work that they put in. I like the fact that this is a very unselfish team. You feel the energy, man. I don't feel any like they're being false. I don't feel like they're being these guys that are arrogant or about themselves when they're out there. And I mean, that's what makes you feel proud as an alum, as a player that looks back at another one and go, you know what, you're doing it the right way, and you're doing it without feeling like you got to go out there and do it, in such a distasteful way. They're bringing grit, as we see, but they're also bringing toughness that I think will get them over some of the deficiencies they may have in other areas.
Man, I could talk to this guy all day, man. Real quick, though, we got a guy, Booner, in the building, and he has this path. I'll let him explain it. Booner, you want to ask Herman more about the path?
Yeah. I can't hear you, Herman, but it's an honor to talk to you. There's this thing that I've created here around the network, and I would say the city now, called the Booner Path, and kind of just getting fans to lock in kind of going to the Super Bowl and saying that, hey, this is realistic now for this Lions team. And I kind of want to ask you your vision on this, because first division in 30 years, everything that's going on, in my mindset now for fans and everything, is we put the SOL to bed, and now it's just every time this team takes the field, it should be they can win this football game, they can go win a Super Bowl. Everything going forward is positive about this team, and that's the path I created, to where it's, hey, no matter what happens, this team should go. Their mindset should be Super Bowl going forward, going this year, next year, the year after, and that's kind of the path that I've kind of thought here and tried to preach to the people. Want to see what your thoughts, and hey, maybe even if you want to join the Booner Path for 2024, even this year, I'm taking. Anyone can hop on here.
Well, I appreciate that. I'll say this first. that's always the ambition. I wish I could say that that's unique to just the Detroit Lions or any team. That's the path forward. I don't care what their record is the year before. Every team that starts their season, they expect they're trying to make the postseason play. They're trying to win their division. They're trying to get into the postseason so they can go to a Super Bowl. So it's not going to be necessarily, I would say, unique. But what I think you can hang your hat on here is that it's a possibility. It's a real, true possibility. I don't think this is where they're trying to be in fear of a team being pulled apart. So you don't have to have that anxiety as a fan or as a player to say, well, which of our key players won't be here next year? There is, some rumblings that maybe they lose their offensive coordinator. That could become a factor. But I'll say this. I think every fan should be wanting their team to be a champion and go to the Super Bowl. Every player should be looking at the path forward and be on that same path with you saying, Super Bowl or bust. So I see that right now as the ultimate goal every year, all day, every day. That should be there. So I'll join that path. Their chances of getting there, is a different story because I just don't think the road's that easy. If so, we'd see more teams that were dominant teams be Super Bowl champions. 1 year doesn't promise the next. And so this year, I think they ride this one as far as they can take it. And if it ends up being in the Super Bowl, win that damn game and bring it back and get that one out the way and get that off their back. But if not, you pick yourself up, you enjoy what happened this year, and you come back next year with a vengeance, with the same expectations. So that's my take on it.
You just made this guy's week. This guy's so
I'll be on that
right
path.
now.
Is it possible? Absolutely. But is it going to be easy and a given? Absolutely not.
I agree.
Speaking of the easy and given, I mean, the one ahead of them, what do you think of the game? What are your takeaways for this matchup? Or do you want to save that one for later in the week?
I'll give you a quick hit, and then we can come back and do it again. I think what you have to be careful of, and what the Lions have to be most fearful of right now, is I'm looking at their defense. And again, I just find some holes. I find some ways in which you had only one guy, really, in Justin Jefferson. He has some support. You got a backup quarterback, but you let him almost go for 200 yards and really be a factor when you only had one guy to really defend. That's problematic because the Rams are going to have a lot more weapons to go to. They're going to have a quarterback that is savvy and smart. We know his grit and his toughness, and Matthew Stafford. And then defensively, they're going to have players who can make plays. Are they the same defense we've seen in the past in their Super Bowl runs? No. But is this still a defense that's formidable? Absolutely. So big plays, I'm still a little bit concerned with. On the Lions side, we see the takeaways. That's smoke and mirror to me because the quarterback just made some really bad throws. And then there were some plays, obviously on their side by the Lions. But the big plays are the ones that are most glaring. And then offensively, just keeping guys healthy. Laporta is going to be a big part. If he's back, I think they have an opportunity to attack the Rams defense, that definitely has some vulnerabilities.
Herman, we appreciate you joining on. We're going to each get one more question in here before we let you go. We don't want to take up too much of your time. But my question is, there's a big game on tonight. Michigan versus Washington. They're playing for the national championship game. I'm a Michigan State Spartan myself, so I'm not cheering for anybody. I'm not going to say who I want to win, but we'll just see how it goes. What are your expectations for this game, and do you think Michigan can pull it off?
Come on, Spence. Man, first of all, man, you listen. If your state's not in it, you got to go for Michigan, unless you're from the state of Washington. Now, you're not from Washington.
No, I'm not.
I know that's going against the grain, man. But listen, I'm a Virginia guy. Virginia Tech was in the championship, and I went to Virginia. As long as they were from the state of Virginia, I'd be pushing for them, even though that's just not what we do at UVA. And especially if they're part of a conference, right? You like the Big Ten? Come on. Show them some love. Give them that extra support.
I can't do it, man. I can't do it, man.
All right. Well, having said that, then here's what we do. So, Michigan, this is a great opportunity. I don't think it's going to slip through their grasp. I look for Michigan to win and become, 2024 national champions, 2023, whichever way they do it. I know it's based on the new year, but I look at them being the champions in this one. Too much on Michigan's side defensively. I think offensively, they're just going to attack, but be smart. And we've seen just how this team just really stays together, even in the face of seems like they're gonna lose it down the stretch. So I'm looking forward to it. I've seen a lot of Michigan people I've gone through. They've had their gear on. I say, hey, good luck tonight. They say, hey, good luck this upcoming weekend. against the Rams. So
Hell yeah.
we're all in one. Come on, man. They're in Michigan.
Can't do it. Sorry, I can't do it.
Herm, I want to rock some gear to this Lions playoff game, but I don't got none yet. Do you know anywhere I can go to grab something like that?
Let me check it out. Yeah, there's this place. I just saw it. Oh, my stuff. You can rock my gear. You can go to Lions Nation Unite. And I got my new one out today. I don't know if you can see it. The Lions hired.
Okay.
Dan Campbell. The Lions won. Right? That's your commemorative shirt right there. Come on. Y'all want that? Y'all
Let's
feel
go.
that? Come on. Oh, yeah. But you can go to Lions Nation Unite. We're always dropping new gear, new game day gear that they can wear. And then also we're going to also continue to pour into this team and also the Detroit sports team. So check us out there, Lions Nation Unite. We ready. I got that one too.
Ready.
We ready.
Come on.
We ready.
Come on.
We ready.
Hey.
For y'all.
We ready.
Come on now.
Come on. Come on.
We ready.
Yeah.
We ready.
Chrissy told me to if you guys order by Wednesday, I think it is, like the stuff will still get to them by Saturday. Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, we'll do expediting shipping at no extra cost if they order by Wednesday. They can get the shirts. You can get your commemorative stuff, man. You can go in there and get some of this other cool stuff. We ready.
Let's go.
Come on now. We ready.
That's awesome.
And then because you guys are watching us, we rock with you and Herman rocks with you too. 12% off for the Detroit Lions, 12 wins if you use the promo code Woodward84. And what's the website again one more time?
Lions Nation Unite.
There you go. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The great Herman Moore. Thank you again for joining the
Appreciate
show.
you so much, Herman.
I'll probably be bugging you
Appreciate it,
later on in the week to get you back on before the game, if you don't mind. I'll hit you up. We'll see.
Always appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you,
All right,
Herman.
thank you so much.
Thanks, Eazy. Thanks, man.
Dude, Herman's the man.
He is the man.
It's
There's literally so many things. Like when you
so many things I want to
when
ask
he brought
him.
this tasteful, I wanted to ask as a player, like the Saints and the Falcons situation.
Yeah.
Is that unbroken
wanted to ask
code,
him about
or as a
that, for
professional, or
sure.
just like, no, fuck that, we gotta stop him. Like, there's so many things I asked that guy. Appreciate Herman for joining us. We did go over a few reads.
Even Herman will never get me to cheer for Michigan. I'm just saying that. But let me tell you guys about Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you experience a squeaky clean gym. They have tons of equipment, a full body workout in just 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all that for just $10 a month, no commitment. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by. There are more than 50 in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Savor the heart of home at Big Boy with our all-new down-home comfort dishes. Feast on home-style goodness with our Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl, veal parmigiana, and apple pie hotcakes. The down-home delight doesn't stop there. Potato pancakes are back. Dive into the richness of our perfectly crafted potatoes with our classic potato pancakes and our stuffed potato pancakes. Top off your meal with our new gingerbread shake, a seamless blend of creamy vanilla and sweet gingerbread flavors. Nothing beats the comforting taste of down-home cooking. Enjoy every bite, only at Big Boy.
Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supplies, hands down Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences of the online and big box retailers with one major difference. Family owned and operated for over 30 years. Over 60 brands of food with nutrition experts to help you. Same day, local curbside and home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com. And let me tell you about Guardian Alarm. Guardian Alarm offers you customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night. And no Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology. It's been proven to work, and people who have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
And let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
All right. Welcome back to World Heavyweights Live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm
Like and
Eazy,
subscribe.
Spin Mo Rax, Young Chris, Detroit Kool-Aid, Booner in the building as well. We have another guest joining us shortly too. It's a guy, Noah Knigga, working on him, working through some technical. I cannot say that word today. So it's going to move on. We're working on some issues. We'll go with that one. Hit that like button if you guys haven't already. But in the meantime, this past weekend, Friday, Spinny and I got in a heated exchange. And it's over distractions. That's another thing I wish I could have asked Herman. We should just kept them on. But either way, we got into like a disagreement whether like CJ GJ's comments in the media can like lead to distractions. And it got heated because I felt like he kept like misinterpreting what I was trying to say. And whether he watched it, whether his boys watched it, the news got back around to him. And it wasn't off the Twitter on Woodward Sports Twitter either because we had posted no clips that night.
Mm-hmm.
So either he was watching or not.
No clips got posted.
But immediately after I asked, like, what are your guys' thoughts on my Twitter, @SpeakySports_. What are your takeaways from the CJ GJ news? And somebody had mentioned, I don't know what they said, but I said I expect him to ball out either way. I got quote tweeted, attacked, bounty was put on my head.
Yeah.
By Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
Who went at you?
All of Twitter.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
There was no, okay.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson of the Detroit Lions. Went at your boy Eazy. Which, if you guys are listening, that means he listens too. He's probably in the chat right now. If he is,
Shout out.
if his boys are listening.
Great interception.
I'm sure he knows this because the quote tweet literally said 100% expecting the ball. And he did just that.
He did.
Interception in his game, in his return, coming off an injury. Rotations, I don't know how that went or like the flow of that. That's probably something that we have to ask him directly. But I guess what were you guys' takeaways from Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's return game?
I liked what I saw. You know, I said I expected him to go out there and play well because that's what he is. He's one of, if not the best player on the defense. So he went out there. He was making plays. He laid some big hits. Was flying around the field, doing what he does, bringing that swag, bringing that energy. So I'm happy he's back. He's one of my favorite players on the team. That's why I got so mad when you attacked him and his credibility. No,
yeah, stop that.
No, but that's my guy. I love what he brings to the field. I love what he brings to the team, both as a player and emotionally, and that drive he plays with. I love cornerbacks that talk shit, and he talks more shit than anybody. So seeing him out there again was awesome. Hopefully he got enough run in that game to be comfortable with where his body's at going into the playoffs because we're going to need him for sure if the Booner path comes to fruition.
Booner? We can talk about this one on air, but
we didn't. No, I mean, we went on air right after, and when things started happening, Woodward Nights, we were able to talk about it a little bit. And I mean, I think CJ is a big part. I'm kind of with Spenny's side here, and when we talked about it too, Easy, I don't know if people interpreted us going at you for us. I just think that you had one opinion, we had another, and I think that's all it was. I don't think it was we were going at it, just two separate opinions. I'm kind of on Spenny's where it's CJ is one of the best when he's playing at his highest level. He's one of the best in the league at his position, and I get those comments. And D-Mac said it perfectly at the watch party. Is that CJ is a guy who's going to talk and he's vocal and he's going to say what's on his mind. His teammates know that, his coaches know that, everyone knows that. That's why. And D-Mac said that it's like when they were on the wings, they had guys like that's just you know who that is, and you know when he says something, it's not going to affect inside of the locker room whatsoever because you know who that guy is. You know CJ's a dude that is a dog, and he's going to go out there and he's going to be confident in his abilities, and his abilities are great. He's one of the best in the league when he's at his highest level. So I'm kind of with Spenny on that side to where I don't think it's going to affect the locker room at all because the locker room knows who he is. Like they know, and he's at the end of the day too, like he's one of the biggest vocal leaders of that football team. And like you saw, and I keep using this example. I don't know how big of a deal it is, but like he didn't play the last 3 weeks before this game. He was in the building the last 3 weeks, and he was out at practice talking, and his window got opened up. And guess what? 7 turnovers in those 3 games. And I'm not saying it is his on, but like just him in the building talking every single day in practice on the sideline, it changes things. Like you have one of your biggest vocal leaders back in that secondary, it's a game changer. And he's one of the biggest vocal leaders in the whole league too. Like Philly fans have been tweeting out the last couple weeks that they wish they still had C.J. Gardner-Johnson because they're so bad right now without him. So I don't think it was an issue at all. I get your stance, I guess, Eazy, but I disagreed with it 100%.
And I think another important factor of it is he is one of the only players on this defense with playoff experience. He is one of the only guys that goes out there on this defense that has played in the playoffs and played deep into the playoffs. You look at guys like Cam Sutton has played in the playoffs, Anzalone has played in the playoffs, but other than that, there are not too many guys on this team that have the type of experience that he does in the playoffs.
He's won 4 divisions in his career, and I think he's in his 6th year, and he's won 4 divisions. Like all he does is win, and it might not all be him, but he's the reason why that these teams and these defenses are at the high level to win divisions. It's because of his vocal leadership and his play on the field.
Yeah, I think what was misconstrued in all of it, and D-Mac said this too, it can be a distraction, but it's just how the team is built. And D-Mac is of the thought that this team isn't built that way. Dan Campbell's team isn't built that way.
I agree with
which
that.
I expected. But my only point in all of it was that it can become a distraction.
And that's
and I never called him like a bad teammate. That's the thing, and I just want to clear on that one. I never don't want to get misinterpreted as that. And I never called him a bad teammate. I never said he was a locker room cancer. None of that. I decided I just don't think it's necessary to spout to the media and let it become a narrative and distraction when the goal, especially at this point in the season, is to win a Super Bowl.
I still disagree with that comment too, though.
Well,
I just think you have to let CJ be him. Like you can't limit a guy like him where his game is talking on the field in the media, doing that. Like that's who he is.
And I've talked about
He's
it before when we've talked about adding people at the trade deadline or we've done things like that. If you guys think that this culture, this locker room, this team is so fragile that one player speaking to the media will shatter everything that they've built culture-wise, then you don't believe in the higher-ups. I think this team is at a concrete position of who they are, their identity, their culture, and what they have going, that one player mouthing off a little bit or not even mouthing up, just being himself is not going to destroy or crumble this team. And I love what Chauncey Gardner-Johnson brings to this team on and off the field. He's a motivator. He's a guy that gets people going, and I'm excited that he's back.
I'm excited that he's back, too.
Sign that man again. Bring him back.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I would do the same thing. I would gladly have him back on this team. He's a ball player, man.
The biggest and dude, I'm just gonna keep the vocal leadership of it too. It's
huge.
I don't think
you
people
don't have
realize
people
that
on defense like that. Like
No.
Hutch isn't really a vocal leader kind of guy.
Not at all.
Anzo's not really a vocal leader. Cam Sutton's kind of a mild mannered guy. It's Kirby and it's Chauncey that are gonna talk some shit.
Do you remember the Kirby comments or what they Kirby and all of them even said we weren't vocal last year. He was a rookie last year. When CJ came in, he helped kind of open Kirby up to that side of his game, going out there and being confident, yelling, always talking to people. CJ came in and set that tone and brought some more of that culture. That's the culture. AG's know CJ since high school.
Yeah,
and that's what this culture is built on. That grit, that talk, going out there and being just a football dude.
Yeah, I want that part of the culture. I want him to be part of the Lions culture. I think that provides a lot and gives you an edge.
Now, if he went in the media and was like screw this, screw Dan Campbell, okay, but what he said, he was confident in his abilities, and that's what you want out of your guys, and he's just going to tell the truth to the media. Hey, I'm one of the best in the game. We could do this rotation thing all we want, but at the end of the day, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to perform, and I'm going to be back in my spot.
So when he mentioned that, though, did it become a story in the media?
Because you made it a story.
No,
people
I made it a story?
Well, people took it the wrong way.
Was it a story? Was there articles written on it?
There were certain people who took it the wrong way. When I saw the thing right away.
I'm not asking who's taking it the wrong way. Was there articles written on it?
Yes, there was. But when I read it.
Did it become a show topic?
Yes.
Right? It can become a distraction. That part I will there's no that part is true of it.
Again,
I have no issue with it. Again, I love one of the qualities of defensive back that we've said since we've had this show. Mm-hmm. We want our guys to talk shit. The best defensive backs in the league talk shit. Again, my only gripe with it at all was the fact that it was to the media. That was my only thing. That's the whole thing.
I have enough
Actually,
confidence.
still a phenomenal player. I'm not discounting none of that stuff too, and I don't want to discount the stuff that Iffy had done either.
I have enough confidence in this team, how it's built, and in its players that they won't allow that to be a distraction. I have enough confidence in this coaching staff that they will not allow their players to be distracted by something as petty as that being brought up in the media. This is what the media does. Every comment that a player makes to the media can be made into a show topic. Anytime a media member or a player says anything to a media member, it can be built into a show topic. So I am not worried about them losing thought or being distracted by something that he said, because the strength that this locker room has been built on by the players, the coaches, the GM, and the front office, starting with Sheila Ford Ham, is solid enough to not be shattered by one player commenting to the media.
Yeah, and with that too, Spenny, I think you took it the same way as me. Is when I heard that comment, like right away, I didn't even think of it in a negative. I was like, "Let's go, CJ!"
Yeah,
like
he's ready to go.
You're ready to go. Like I love that competitive edge. There are some people who will take it in a negative sense, and I know like I get called a slappy all the time. I didn't take it in a negative sense, and to me, that's just like why negative? Like that's what the old Lions where it's like we had play.
Well,
we
it's nothing like that.
Well, I'm just saying
it's like
real quick. I'm sorry to cut you. I'm just like old Lions. It's like when you have player issues. You have issues. Bad teams, bad organizations. They have issues like that of players doing that. This is all different. You have a guy that's here to compete. Like either way you want to take the comment. I took it as soon as I read it. It didn't even pop in my head that it was bad. Instantly, the only reason I heard or I could have thought it was bad is because I heard you talking about it bad, and that's just like some people took it bad. I didn't take it that way.
Yeah, I get it. People take it
because
differently.
Of the culture.
It has nothing to do with like old Lions. It's nothing to do with like anything like that. It's just like things that we've witnessed happen throughout history with good teams too. By the way, I know you guys keep mentioning that part of it. No, we've seen good teams crumble with like shit that's come from
for sure,
that.
but that's what
and
the
I never
bad
said it.
culture.
And I never said it was.
Foundation.
I just said it's something that could turn to that. That's the stuff that like it stems from. But regardless, fuck, everybody should be happy that Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's back. Everybody should, beyond like just feeling the play, depth, everything you said too, like the leadership. It's obviously a good thing. And in his first game back, for him to get an interception, I love that for his confidence, for the team's confidence. Listen, this defense, as critical or criticized as it's been throughout the season, but you've been one of those guys coming into the playoffs. The boys looking right.
They're looking good.
Mm-hmm. In terms of like, and then I've said this before too. Like I don't necessarily think you need to cash in a top 10 defense for like your Super Bowl pass. I just think you need to have like the opportunistic defense where it's like you're causing turnovers. Most
Hutch
importantly,
is heating up.
The sacks.
Hutch is heating up.
How many sacks in that game? Five, six.
Yeah.
But Levi Onwuzurike.
Levi got a
cash
sack.
in a sack.
Pascal got a sack.
Obviously, Aiden's two of them.
Jack Campbell got a sack.
Aleem, I don't know if he got a sack. And he got a sack, but he was applying pressure.
He got a quarterback.
Pascal was applying
hits.
pressure too.
Yeah,
guys. And obviously the Vikings were playing their starters too. Like this is like a situation where like the Steelers versus Ravens playing their backups. No, like that part of it. And Herman obviously knows more than me when it comes to that. But I felt like there's some momentum there for guys like Chauncey, guys like Aleem to get that like I guess the taste of blood. Or smell blood in the water, I guess, to make them hungry. And not that they weren't, but
yeah.
I'm happy to have those guys back.
We are going to go to break real quick, but before we do this, final word on this. Koke, see, these are this is the bad take of this. He said leaders don't cry to the media. He didn't cry to the media. He went to the media and he explained, "I'm back, I'm good, I'm ready to play, and I'm gonna play." That's not crying to the media. Do you think he cried to the media?
I don't think he cried to the media, but
he said, "I earned my spot. I'm going to take my spot."
He didn't say that either. But
what did he say?
He said exactly what he said. If the vet's back, if I don't get it, it's up.
Yeah.
It's a grace period. It was said a certain way that obviously people took it a certain way.
Some people.
Not some people. This article's written, became a show topic. Like it wouldn't be the case if it was like some vanilla shit, But we do have to go to break. We're still working on getting Noah on the show. I don't know what's going on with that thing. We'll hopefully get it figured out. But I got to tell you guys about Dispo. Is that what we're doing right now?
No, we're doing Mark White.
Mark White, whether you're buying or selling real estate, Mark White's the best in the biz. Give him a call. It's 248-841. Oh, that's not the number. 248-290-8242 or visit him at markwhitesells.com. I fucking hate VMix.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. That is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, the same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today and find the brand you want at lesstanford.com.
Welcome back to World Heavyweights Live at WorldSports.com. I'm Eazy, Spinball Rax, Young Chris, Detroit Kool-Aid, Booner. Hopefully at some point during today's show we'll have Noah join us as well. But the opposite of joining us is departure. I hate even talking about this because we've got to see the playoffs play out and all that good stuff. But Washington Commanders have already requested to interview both Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. Mm-hmm. They'll be doing digital interviews. I don't know if whether it's this week or not. Booty, got some on this one?
A second ago, the Los Angeles Chargers both requested Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn as well.
Damn.
So I believe Ben already has 3 teams that have requested, and Ben Johnson 3 and Aaron Glenn 2 so far.
Yep.
Just want to throw that out there.
Crazy.
We're behind.
Hey, it worked last time, guys. We may have to start this one back up.
We're behind.
For smear campaign.
For both of them, or at least for sure Ben. I don't know. I don't like that you can interview people while they're preparing
I
to
don't
win
like
a
that
fucking
either,
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think that's the stupidest thing ever. Like, wait.
Yeah.
Do your GM or something. Like why? That should be the NFL should ban that permanently. I don't care. If you're a franchise and you want a certain coordinator, wait until he's out of the playoffs. Like, be respectful to like the other teams, what they got going on. That's such a huge momentous thing for someone's life to become an NFL head coach. Like, once you go into coaching, that's like the pinnacle of it. And then from there, it's like winning the Super Bowl as that NFL head coach. Mm-hmm. It's such a huge distraction from like your day-to-day duties of like wanting to win a playoff game. I despise that. I hate it. I've always hated it. It's not nothing brand new because my Detroit Lions are in the playoffs. I hate that the teams can do this. It's BS.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. I mean, you want these guys focusing on the Rams and nothing but the Rams, but life goes on, man. They've got different different decisions they have to make. This is a job, so we'll see what happens. I don't like it either, but what are you gonna do?
What do you think is like the best fit? Would you say?
I think Atlanta would be a good fit for Ben Johnson.
Yeah. I don't. Did Atlanta request a?
Not yet. But
Yeah.
They fired Arthur Smith, so
I did see that.
They draft a quarterback. They got a great offensive line. They got a lot of weapons and a great defense. I think Atlanta would be a great fit for Ben Johnson.
And Eazy, I don't know what the kind of new rules are, but I think the NFL released kind of some new rules a couple days ago in regards to reaching out to coaches and doing interviews. I think they're allowed to ask for an initial. I didn't read it all the way through. I think they're allowed to ask for an initial interview, and then I think they might have to wait to actually do a real interview if a coach goes to the Super Bowl in that midweek, and then if not after. I don't know. There's like some new rules though. I know that they released this week actually in regards to that.
Do you have clarification on like what those rules are? I know they did something like in the
I could
offseason.
find them and send them. They're just it was like it's a lot. There's a lot of different things because there's different cases for each coach depending if you lose round one, lose here, do this. I think that's just you're allowed to, at least from what I understood, you're allowed to kind of have an initial maybe just touch base interview to start with the coaches in the playoffs, and then if they lose, you obviously can get an official interview, and then I believe if teams go to the Super Bowl in that bye week in between, you're able to do the actual interview. So you probably won't see a lot of head coaches get hired until after the Super Bowl if that rule is true.
It should be illegal, bro. It shouldn't be anything on your mind. I mean, again, man, it's such a stressful like pivoting moment in your life. Beyond it just being like a dream of yours, the money it comes with, the fact that it's guaranteed money. I don't know, man. What do you think is the best fit for him, Booter?
For Ben Johnson?
Yeah, I need you and Spinny carry quick while I talk to Noah. I apologize.
I would probably just say L.A. I think that was the biggest one. I thought earlier in the year, Sean McDermott was going to be out of Buffalo, and I was like, that's his perfect spot.
Me too.
To be honest, but I think the Chargers. Aaron Glenn, to be honest, if he was going to get a job, that Washington Commanders, like new ownership, new everything. AG, we've said it a lot on Woodward Nights, is he is such a good, like we saw him get voted by the players the number one coordinator that they love. Aaron Glenn did. I think that's like Washington Commanders for AG could be a spot. All of the new ownership, new player, like new everything,
Bob
and
Myers
you're
there
able
too
to
now.
just basically make your own culture. And AG, we know AG's culture coming from Dan Campbell now and who he is. So
Yeah.
I think LA, the Chargers for Ben, and then maybe the Washington Commanders for AG.
Yeah, I think LA would be great for Ben. But Ben Atlanta, man, I just think obviously they haven't requested him yet, but Atlanta would be such a good position for him if they, draft a quarterback or trade for a Justin Fields or something like that with the weapons they have in the offensive line. Atlanta would be a nice situation for anyone to be in.
I think it's ideal for his play style too, in terms of like the run game.
Mhm.
He's obviously very creative and excellent at doing those type of things. Let's go to break real quick, and we'll get Noah, and we'll start doing some predictions for the Michigan game. First, I'll get to tell you guys about Dispo.
Dispo
Dispensary. It's your local cannabis plug. New year, new deals, same plug. It's Dispo Dispensary. If you guys can't find one near you, visit disposhops.com. They could also deliver it to you as well. Check out the one at Romeo open to midnight. That's Dispo, your local cannabis plug.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
At Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 12th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating. Always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, January 12th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Cannabis has a new ice water bubble hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It smells so good. It's like the whiff of the first playoff win in 31 years, which may be coming very soon. It's a gassy, aggressive strain named in honor of your Detroit football. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, you are missing out. They are so smooth. You can find them at dispodispensary.com and get them 25% off using the promo code Woodward. Visit gloriouscanna.com.
We could not get Noah Knigga connected for today's live stream. However, I'll be doing a Zoom with him, where we can do a Zoom together if you want to hop in there too. and that'll be posted on the Woodward Heavyweights YouTube channel. So make sure you guys find that one, subscribe to it. We will have Noah Naysayer exclusive interview on the Woodward Heavyweights channel. And we'll probably clip it up, probably play some parts of the show too. But make sure you guys subscribe to that one. Also, hit the like button, 5-star review, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. We are the Woodward Heavyweights, and it's finally time to get it in, Spinny. Obviously, we heard your piece, but we have this freakazoid in here with the fake chain, a visor.
Real chain.
$100,000 chain.
Oh, real chain.
Real
Jim
chain.
Harbaugh sent it to me.
Oh, damn.
Yep.
Okay.
Connor Stallion sent it to him.
Connor Stallion. I didn't
vacuum
meet
sales money.
I didn't meet Connor Stallions this year, so
You did.
it is.
Is he on the Booner path?
He is indeed.
Okay.
The
Well, I
viral
know
the
you're
viral
gonna pick
picture of him at Ohio State. That was me.
So the way you are at the path, are you like that with Michigan tonight? Like, are you like guaranteeing the dub?
Michigan's
No
going to win the
question
national
about it?
championship tonight.
Yeah.
Michigan's going to win the national championship, and Lions will win the Super Bowl in the next couple of years. That is a Booner guarantee. That's a Booner guarantee.
Spinning.
In the next couple of years. Throw that in there.
Hey, man.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Stick to your guns.
Thank
I
you.
mean, I expect Michigan to win. I think Michigan's going to win. I think they'll go out there. But the two most important matchups are both Michigan's defense. Like, I don't think anybody questions what Michigan's offense is going to be able to do. They're going to be able to run the ball. They're going to be able to move up and down the field for sure. But the two things that Michigan fans need to look out for, number one, is can their defensive line get pressure on Michael Penix? Because Washington has the best offensive line in the nation. So it's going to be tough for Michigan to get the same type of pressure they got on Jalen Milroe. If they can do that, that will bode very well for them. Number two, and the biggest matchup of the entire game, is Washington's monster trio, shout out One Piece, of their receivers against Michigan's secondary. This game, I think, is kind of on the back of Mikey Sanderson. Because we know what Will Johnson is. Will Johnson is a lockdown corner. He's going to go out there. He's probably going to be following Odunze around, and he is going to be, I would assume, be clamped to him for the entire game. That's the biggest matchup. That's wide receiver 3 in the draft versus cornerback 2 in the draft. They're going to be following each other around. They're going to be playing very close. The second matchup you look at is Mikey Sanchez. So he is going to have to play the game of his life because Washington has 2 other NFL receivers that they're lining up out there. So Michigan secondary is going to have to go out there and make some plays for sure.
Coming into this situation, I thought Michigan's going to win for sure. I think the defense phenomenal. I feel like they got pieces at every single level. The linebackers definitely going to be key tonight too. But for me, I feel like I might. I don't know if, like, again, the further you look at this stuff, you'll find a reason to be nervous or scared, like heading into matchups and shit like this. But like going into this one, once it started breaking it down a little bit, Washington's played like a lot of good teams. Like I believe it was like 8 of the teams they faced have been like the top 50 offenses. So you may look at that defense and be like, okay, like they're what, 91st or 94th or something like that. Like, oh, they're maybe not that good. But no, they played Oregon twice, to put it in perspective. Texas too. Like they played like really, really good teams. We're being honest about it. And I think there's a chance it's closer than it is, or they put it away. I get where like somewhat all of us are probably somewhat biased because we get to witness and hear about the Michigan dominance nonstop. And it's kind of like that nationally too. Michigan's like a huge program, but Washington, I feel like they can be sneaky good, man. The guys I've spoken to, shout out to Eric Nixick, that's Francis Ngannou's coach. He's got Washington and Penix tonight too. I was trying to talk him out of it. He said, no, I think he's a real deal.
I don't think it's sneaky good at all. Like, there's a reason this team is undefeated. There's a reason this team beat Oregon twice. There's a reason this team is the second-ranked team in the country. Like, I don't think it's sneaky that they're good at all. Yeah, their offense. They have the best offensive line in America. They have the best trio of wide receivers in America. It's going to take a lot for Michigan to do this. You look at guys like Jalen Polk. They got Jalen McMillan on the other side. And then, of course, Romy Odunze, who is a monster. Like, they're going to have to make – Michigan's going to have to earn this. It's not going to be, we'll go out there, we'll walk all over him, this is easy work. No, Washington is an extremely good team that they're going to have to go out there and battle. And they can't make mistakes against a guy like Michael Penix, who, trust me, I know how much damage this guy can do to a fucking team. It was bad.
Wild.
400 yards in one half was not pretty to watch. But this is a team full of studs, man. It's not just going to be a walk in the park. And anybody that's saying that is kind of stupid. Like, I still think Michigan's going to win, but it's not going to be an easy victory by any chance.
Booner, you want to respond to that while he's
Yeah, no, I'm with him, and it's been the thing too. And I keep saying this to Spenny, messing around with him because he's on Big D Energy. But like Neil keeps like saying, "Oh, Michigan's gonna win, blow them out," and I swear he's setting it up for something because
that's what Neil always does.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, and D-Mac was like, "Oh, Booner, like no, he's not. They beat out. Like no, he's setting it up for something because he's not giving Washington the credit that they deserve. This is like you guys said, an undefeated football team This is a legit football team. It's going to be a battle. I think that Washington, they're better than Bama this year, and that's just a fact. Like they are a better football team than Bama. This is the second best team in the country. You're going to get a great matchup tonight in Michigan-Washington. It's going to be a war. I'm ready to go to war. I'm ready for this, and I think all the way down to till the clock hits 0, it's going to be a battle for Michigan, and I believe that because Michael Penix is not a joke. Like this is a legit offense. Now on the other side, though, I have confidence Michigan wins this football game. Like I think that secondary, he has not seen a secondary like that in his full career yet at Washington or Indiana.
The secondary hasn't seen a trio of receivers like this.
And I agree with that, but just like
a quarterback.
That's why this matchup is so great, guys. That's why this matchup is going to be so good.
Who's the best quarterback Michigan's seen all year?
Jalen Milroe.
Jalen Milroe.
He can't throw. He can't throw.
I mean, he can throw.
But
he can throw deep, but he's not like nice with it.
This defense.
How about Tua's brother?
They've never seen a defense like this before. Like they're holding teams 9.5 points per game.
Like this
and I agree,
but go either way.
But it could go either way. But that's why I do have confidence. Where Michigan and Kool-Aid, we were saying it before. It's going to come down to this secondary, this defense. Like this defense is going to be the make or break. I think the Michigan offense is going to put some points up today. I think Blake Corum, I think you let this be a Blake Corum game. He came back to Michigan and win a national championship. His last game in the Michigan, the colors, like all of that, like let Blake Corum go get 30 carries. Let him lead you to victory. Win the time of possession. J.J. McCarthy, it's a legacy game for him. Quarterback national championship game, it's win or go home for him. It is a legacy game of all legacy games. This is, as a college quarterback, this is what you live for.
This is what you dream of.
This is all it is. It's this game tonight.
I have a lot more confidence in Michael Penix performing than I do J.J. McCarthy.
But I just think this defense, it's a different level. And I know they haven't seen this defense hasn't seen an offense.
It goes either way.
But I just think this defense is on another level. Like this is one of the better defenses you will see in college football. And I think they're at that level to where they can stop anyone. They just haven't had a chance to go up against. And that's that schedule, but they just haven't had a chance. They're going to go up against Washington. I think they're going to hold them under 20 points, to be honest.
Wow.
And I think Michigan. I do. I think they score. I think it's 17.
Are you staying for the game?
No.
We could bet on it.
You want to bet on that? I'll bet you $10.
Okay, deal.
Right.
I think my score predict. I don't. I'll wait for it.
What do you mean? For what?
For the Michigan.
We're
score
not doing a
prediction.
pregame show. Just
we're
give
not
it
doing
out.
a pregame
Oh yeah, I think Michigan wins 27-17.
You think they're going to hold them to 17 points?
Originally, I had it 24-17.
You think they're going to score less than Bama?
Yeah. I just think national
championship.
I think national championship game, big game. I think this defense steps up. I just, like you said, there's that battle to where neither one has seen that, and it's just sometimes when you play a more an elite opponent, you kind of go up to that level, and I think this defense is going to go up to that level, get some turnovers, get some takeaways. I think they scored 17 points. Washington does. I think Michigan. Originally, I had 24 because I thought it was a one-possession game. I'll go 27 though, 27-17.
What would you rather have if I told you? Harbaugh losing means he stays.
Oh,
Harbaugh winning means he's going.
I think no matter what happens, I think there's a 2% chance of Harbaugh staying.
2%?
I think he's gone.
Yeah, I think he's going.
All the reports this morning. I don't know why they did it this morning.
There's reports of it all the time though.
Yeah, but no,
we actually hired an agent that was kind of an NFL agent. I should.
Jordan Schultz this morning just kept tweeting out that within his circle, within Harbaugh's circle, that he's basically gone and he's not.
Jeff Reviews says so. Penix and his wide receiver are better than C.J. Stroud and his wide receiver. This team didn't see C.J. Stroud and his wide receivers. They're different teams. And yes, this receiving core is better than the one C.J. Stroud had. Yes, it is. But I got
2 tickets to paradise.
2 tickets to paradise. I'll say 27-24 Michigan. Because I want to say in the 30s, but I don't know if Michigan could put up points.
Michigan put up the points like that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I was gonna say, like 33-31, but I was like, I don't know if Michigan could answer the bell like that.
Kool-Aid, you got a score prediction?
And I do think Michigan's gonna win.
So I think it's gonna be like 30-24. I believe for Michigan to win this game, it's gonna be high scoring, and JJ's gonna have to be on this game, man. The one thing that I'm grateful for is that he got a lot of time to rest in between the last Big Ten game, the Big Ten championship, and the Alabama game. He looked hobbled, kind of going through those last 3 games of the season. I know he hurt his knee, and he made some big throws. Now, if the Michigan offensive line can keep him clean, I think that Michigan will have no problem. I do believe that the secondary of Michigan and the defensive line is going to have to play and step up and play a really, really, really big part in this. But if the offensive line can keep JJ from having to scramble, move around too much, and let him be able to kind of dictate the tempo of the game, I do believe that Michigan's going to have a good chance to win this thing 30-24. But Penix is that deal.
Penix is real, man. He is real. And like I said, their offensive line is the best offensive line Michigan has ever seen this year. This is the best trio of wide receivers Michigan has ever seen this year, and this is the best quarterback that Michigan has ever seen this year. So it's not just going to be a walk in the park. I'll say 31-27 Michigan.
Chris?
Don't ask me to predict college football scores, especially involving U of M. I don't know shit about this. I'll go 30-24. That sounds good.
I like 30-24 too, and I'm kind of like Herman Moore. I didn't go to Michigan State. I've always rooted for Michigan State. I found myself somewhat rooting for Ohio State at one point when they made it there with Cordell Patterson or Cordell Lashaka or whatever the hell his last name is.
12 gauge.
12 gauge. This is gonna be the first time I've ever in my life done this.
You're rooting for me.
Rocking with the boys.
Let's go, baby!
Oh! Hey. Go blue, baby! And if this works counter opposite, like when I tell you Jared Goff fans, he's gonna ball out. I hope you guys talking shit on Monday. Then I'll still be Rugers go green too, baby. But I'm a stated Michigan fan. I think Michigan wins 30-24. And with that, before we close the show, it's breaking news because it's like a franchise player here.
Can we get a go blue?
That's just,
you have the hat on.
You got the hat on, bro. That's cringe enough.
At least say it, go blue or hail or something.
That is cringe, bro.
Did he say it? He said it? Okay.
You did.
You got one out of me. It is cringe.
Content.
It is cringe. I don't want to go that far.
It's already cringe. You got the hat on, bro.
I do like the song. I'll sing the song tonight if they win.
The song?
Yes, you will. Let's go.
It's a great song. You know it's good. I've caught you humming the song.
Yeah. It's catchy. Michigan State is better.
And you were born into a Michigan family.
I was born into a Michigan family.
Michigan State. No one even knows the Michigan State song.
I do. On the banks of the Red Cedar is a school that's known to all. The specialty is winning, and the Spartans play good ball. Spartan teams are never beaten. All through the game they fight. Fight for the only colors, green and white. Go right through for MSU. Watch the points keep growing. Spartan teams are bound to win.
Wait, what is this? A novel?
See the potion. Green. They're gonna win this game. Rah, team fight. Victory for MSU.
All right. I'll say this: they got better lyrics for sure. Leaders of the best of the West, the concrete jungle. None of that shit makes sense. But Kool-Aid,
that's cringe with the hat, dude. That's right.
I had to do it.
I never wanted.
Kool-Aid is breaking news on Kate Cunningham.
Yeah, man.
Michigan State might be good for like 30 years.
Okay.
Shout out to
keep that same energy, flip flopper.
I did bump it up. Hey, show Kool-Aid some respect.
Shams and James L. Edwards, man, they got the scoop over at The Athletic that K's knee injury is going to cause him to miss a couple games. It is just a knee sprain. There's nothing worse right now. But he's going to miss a couple games,
Thank
man.
God.
Yeah.
All right, that's awesome. Appreciate that. Shout out to them. Shout out to you guys. Make sure you like and share the stream. Easy's dead to me. Appreciate you all. Make sure you like and share the stream. Stay for the game after. Watch party right here live on Woodward Sports. Booner will be there. Nick will be there. Flan will be having an aneurysm. For Eazy, for Chris, for Pete, for
my
Booner,
Michigan
for
fans,
Kool-Aid.
for Braylon, for
I am
Ryan.
Spencer. We are the Woodward Heavyweights.
I'm with you guys
Easy's
tonight.
a flip flopper.
Tonight
we'll
only.
catch you guys tomorrow.
Let's do it again next week.
Peace.